Hey, did you? I forgot the other day to sing "Ooh La La." It's the first time I've done that. That will not be happening again. I need to get in "Ooh La La" shape. I need to be ready to sing that song constantly. I need to get that throat into shape because the fact of the matter is, you're going to be doing that a lot. Ooh la la, ooh la 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 la, ooh la la. Fam, Niners training camp day 17 displayed a sharpness that is starting to look a lot like the season. And I'm okay. I'm okay. The guys are ready to compete in 2023. It's getting a little better and a little better and a little better as it should. Going to the phones after going over the day's media reports for your thoughts and reactions on this day 17 of Niners training camp. Also, further opinions on the Niners versus Broncos game. By the way, fam, and by the base of the screen, call on in here and give us some. Give us some. What are you feeling? We're a family. We got to share. Defensive coordinator Steve Wilkes reiterated what head coach Kyle Shanahan has recently stated. There's an open competition for finding Jimmy Ward's replacement at safety. I know, fam. You know what I'm saying? Because Steve is quoted saying, "I'm very pleased with where we are after Monday's practice." And just to indulge a little bit of information, and don't get in the habit of listening to this or thinking that I'm going to do this every time, but we're very pleased with where Oliver is. To everybody, can you say all the media? Say what? He says, I'm going, we brought him in for a reason. I wonder if, Coach Wilkes had a lot to say about everybody that was brought in, especially on defense and in particular defensive backs. He's got two or three of his guys over there for sure. Coach Wilkes has reasons why Isaiah isn't bothering him as he is you and I. Said Coach Wilkes, quote, "This league is all about matchups. So I've never been a part of anything like this to have this kind of depth. I've been on teams where we're waiting to see exactly in the last preseason game who gets cut, and everybody's looking at this particular team trying to pull from it. That's us, man. Pete Carroll, man, we know about you, man. Everybody knows about you. We told Steve about you. You're just disgusting." He goes on to say, so to have the options that we have not only at the nickel position, but across the board, linebackers as well as D-line is a luxury. And again, with the matchups that we're going to face, Oliver is going to be in there. Demo may be in there based off of who we're playing. We continue to just try to find a perfect mix. So I think that's the key thing, and that's the reason why you saw Demo in there last week. So, unquote. Matchups are going to be key for the 49ers defense during the regular season, fam. Who starts at cornerback any given week will depend on the matchups, which makes sense. It's logical. It makes, yeah, thank you. I want a coach in there that's going to know exactly how to manipulate his personnel to get the best out of it. We need nothing but the highest impact we can get. And apparently, Coach Wilkes will not depend on just one player for every situation throughout the season. Coach Wilkes continued by saying, quote, "Think about the league and how it's made up. It's no utopia, so for us to be able to have balance right there is critical." Amen. I wouldn't put Demo on a tight end. We want to go nickel with 12 personnel. And I'm not going to put Demo on a tight end. Rational, common sense. I love the way he thinks. Oliver's going to be on that other tight end. I got no issue with that. You know what? It's a shorter, smaller guys that are going to do a number on Oliver. If you're a bigger guy, Oliver will stick you. He goes on to say there's going to be certain matchups in the slot right there based off of who that guy may be. I'm not going to put Oliver in that situation. Demo may be that guy. And he didn't mention it, but Womack could be that guy. I got Jameis could be that guy. I got other guys, smaller, quicker, faster twitch. They can do it. I don't even let me use Big Isaiah where he needs to be used and where we didn't have anybody to use like that before. Coach Wilkes, feeling you. Oh, So there's teams that don't have this flexibility. I think it's a luxury, unquote. There it is, fam. See, a lot of times we start whining and crying. We don't know what we're talking about. I'm like you. I don't really appreciate seeing Isaiah out there, the misses, but I can see the big picture. The plan is let it play out. Let it play out. Yes, I know. Everybody heard about Drake Jackson picking B Purdy off in today's workout. And I'm delighted for Jackson in his first workout since his injury suffered a while ago. I'm glad. In fact, I'm delighted. I'm good. Good. Here's a fact, though. It's worth mentioning this, though. Brock has been testing himself during the Niners practice, trying to make difficult passes to see if he is indeed capable of doing so. Remember, we had this discussion, and I'm just saying, do not measure the quarterback in preseason interceptions. That isn't necessarily what it's going to be. He could be working on something, which they've already said. He's doing things that he ordinarily wouldn't do to see where his limitations are and what he excels at. Nothing wrong with that. But getting all upset up over every INT, meanwhile, the Brock Purdy to Deebo Samuel connection already becoming a thing. That combo was in fourth gear today on the Niners practice field as the team returned to work this Monday afternoon. B Purdy and Deebo picked up right where they left off from their brief time together in the Niners preseason game this past Saturday night at Levi Stadium. Listen, you know what I like about this offense? And I know people, push that ball downfield, got to go deep. Listen, think about this for a second. You get what the defense gives you. Go ahead and throw that ball downfield deep if you want to. First of all, there's pressure in front. Our offensive line that we complain about all the time, cry about, it may not be able to sustain for them long routes. Get rid of the damn ball. You got Chris McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel. I don't need you think about it? I don't need nobody else. I mean, I like having receivers and everything. But if I got Deebo on one side and Chris on the other side, the way Deebo's looking right now, lean and mean, I tell you, hey, look, here's what you do. As soon as that ball's hiked, look for Deebo or McCaffrey, whichever one's open, dump it to him. When the time presents itself, we'll get luxury, we'll get cute, we'll go way downfield. But in the meantime, get rid of that friggin' ball and let them do the work. There's no shame in that. There's nothing wrong with that. And Brock, I guess Kyle already told him, get used to Deebo. And when Christian comes back to work, get used to him too. I'm wondering what is going on with Christian though. Why was he in the workout today? But Purdy on the day completed 16 and 19 pass attempts on the day with 7 of his throws landing in the hands of the new skinny boy Deebo Samuel. In Brock's final 2 sets of plays, he hit Deebo on 3 passes and gained more than 20 yards apiece. I ain't mad at that. After Niners preseason win against the Broncos, Purdy discussed a new possibly improved look Deebo this season. B. Purdy said, quote, I think Deebo has obviously taken last year's film and everything and has been real with himself. And, man, you've seen a different mindset with him all throughout camp, unquote. That's what happens when you're not fighting about your contract and you're working out and you're starting to build up your confidence. You got Saquon Barkley out there making you look bad. I mean, you got to get it done. He referred to his then chubby self as awful and sluggish. I really enjoyed when he did that. And he was serious. He referred to that body of his and his movements out there. And he was. You know what? Deebo looked good last year. He did to us. But did you see the difference from last year? You saw what happened the other day, right? Did you see the difference? That Deebo was scary. Deebo every year is scary when he gets the ball. Ask any defense in the league to try to stop him as coming down the field. Go to Jalen Ramsey first and ask him how he feels about Deebo coming down the field. I can't wait till this season. And remember, Brandon Allen, the Niners' 4th quarterback, the one that they passed legislation on, you can keep him on the roster. He still has to be on the 53, but he will not be allowed to be playing all the time. He was throwing passes to George Kittle on the side field. The good news on that is that Kittle is nearing a return to practice after missing time with a groin condition. And I'm glad that he took time out to heal up thoroughly. Because I think a lot of times George Hill comes back before he's ready to, and that he needs to, and just aggravates those injuries that he's constantly having. Constantly, he will get injured. I imagine by 2-3 weeks into the season, but he will keep going. That's what George Kittle is. He's an Iron Man. He's crazy. He's out of his freaking mind. George is out there doing things with a flat jacket on. When's the last time you saw? Remember that year he was running around with a flat jacket on? I mean, you could have shot George Kittle from the stands. He wouldn't have felt it. Flat jacket. And he's still out there playing. So how bad were his ribs? B. Purdy and Sam D. T. Lance all on the practice snaps today. Look good. Purdy had a sharp day on the practice field, though he did throw that interception, as I mentioned earlier. Drake Jackson returning to practice after sitting out with a hamstring strain. Made a nice play to pick off Purdy's stump. I understand from Lombardi, I mean, you already know that Drake Jackson's real athletic. I mean, anytime a man that weighs that much, over 300 pounds, I wonder if he can still do that backwards flip. Jackson just extended, and he's got them arms, the long arms. He tipped it first, and then looked around. He ran that puppy all the way back to the end zone. Remember, Drake Jackson was saved by the. Was that him in coverage? Was he in coverage of? Was that Ayuk? Drake Jackson's a complete freak. And Mrs. Jackson's baby boy, as I say, returned after pick six. It was Brock's ninth INT this summer, though, on 11-11 drills. I know. If we see that trend developing during the season, okay. But in the meantime, let him work on whatever he wants to work on. If it doesn't work, it's trial and error. If the trial doesn't succeed, then don't do it. Donald was on the field for 13 reps of teamwork. He was 6 of 8 on his pass attempts, including back-to-back deep completions to running back Elijah Mitchell and wide receiver Tay Martin. D. Lance also threw a ball well. He had 10 practice snaps and completed 4 of 7 attempts with Willie Snead. Willie Snead, boy. I told you, you know how I felt about Willie Snead last year. Willie Snead is still dropping the ball. But Elijah Mitchell returned to practice today. Yes. He missed more than 2 weeks with the groin. It seems like it was longer than that, doesn't it? They put Elijah right to work, though, with a healthy load of things to do, including 4 rushing attempts and 2 pass receptions. And yes, I kept asking during the game about Javon Kinlaw. No, I was right. I thought it was me. I said, where's 9-9? Anybody see 9-9? Nobody answered the chat. Guys, is Javon out there? Anybody seen Javon? Javon was sick at home with something. From talking too much. Javon, you need to stop talking, man, because, all that rhetoric you're laying out now and not backing it up is starting to bother people, man. So stop talking and start showing people stuff, man. Seriously. I mean, come on, man. Khalil Davis, that hamstring, he was also back to the practice field. The Niners signed running back Brian Hill to a 1-year deal, and they waived defensive lineman Tomasi Lauli. Tomasi Lauli. That's a Polynesian name, isn't it? The vowels? Tomasi. I'm not going to call him Tomasai. Could be. Hill saw action in 3 games with the Niners in 2021, but did not touch the ball. In his 6-year NFL career, mostly with the Falcons, Hill has 209 rushing attempts for 982 yards and 3 TDs. He hasn't been that productive. So I imagine, you know how running backs get. The more we can train up a running back, even if we cut him and he doesn't get picked up by anybody else, we can dial him up on the phone. He knows what we're doing. He can come right on in. Because you know how we go through running backs. I'm not trying to jinx this. I'm just saying that's what it is. It ends up being that every damn year. Quarterback Trey Swilly made a nice breakup on an intermediate throw across the middle of the field from Lance intended for Tay Martin. And yes, the spotlight was on Jake Moody. It's been on him following him around. Even when he went to go get in his car, he still had spotlight on Moody. I mean, they haven't taken it off him since Saturday night. That winning kick, including, I mean, he got the canned cheers. You got to keep him pumped up because Jake he's scared, fam. There's no 2 ways about it. People can say what he wants to about Jake Moody. He's freaking out. He is so, he can play better than that, and you and I both know it. He is frozen solid inside. We got, man. Jay Moody attempted 1 field goal today. He made it for 43 yards. Jake. Jake. Now, Jake, try to do what Robbie does. I don't care if you have to do a blunt before the game like Robbie does or whatever you want to do, but get yourself together. Stop freaking out. You've got the leg. You've got the skill. Come on, Jake. We need you. We cannot lose games because Jake Moody came out there and turned into a noodle right there in front of our very eyes and just melted into the grass. Come on, Jake. Oh, hey, by the way, fam, the notorious Gav. I look around for tweets to see what we can bring to the program. Here's the thing. Are you watching the new fullback, Jack Coletto? He's at Notorious Gav. Are you watching the new fullback, Jack Coletto? Do you think he makes the practice squad? Also, do you think Juice will be a cap casualty next year? Next year we're going to be completely out of money. We're still trying to sign. Nick, I don't know what the holdup is. I worry about what Jack is saying is true. Nick wants ownership shares? That's not. No, he can't. He can't even ask for that. So whatever figures they're coming to, and Nick wants to get it done as much as the 49ers do. So the agent is the one, and the agent is notorious and famous for dragging these things out. But we've got one preseason game to go. Now the goal is, can we get him signed before the first game of the season? If Nick's still holding out in week one, you know how we've been worried about what to do in regards to the proceedings going on with Nick and the 49ers? Relax. Pretty soon, relax don't apply. You got to have Nick. Got to. Anyway, fam, yeah, your opinion. Is Juice going to be a cap casualty next year? A lot of people complained about him re-signing this time. If he's, yeah. Anyway, Evan.
Hey, Ronbo, how's it going?
It's going all right, man. I feel a lot better. There's this inner anxiety going on because I keep worried about Nick, but I know he's going to sign, so I suppressed that by saying, come on, he's going to sign. But other than that, Evan, practice went pretty well today. We got things going on that look like they're developing into something good. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of – I'm not getting nervous, but I wish he was in the building. Like Deebo signed August 2nd last year. And, when you're going up against, bodies instead of, just working out and doing your off-season program, you get sore in places that you're not, used to getting sore. So, and he's susceptible to those hamstring and soft tissue injuries. So I'm a little nervous he might, be behind at the start of the season or,
Man. And
you remember when you had 2-a-days and, you felt good the first couple of days, but by that third day you were, barely able to walk.
Mm-hmm. That first night, you always felt a little bit of soreness, but you were still ready to go the next day. But like you were saying, second day, lactic acid sets in, and here it comes. Now you're afraid to explode off your foot because you know something's going to rip. Yeah, Nick's got to he's got to go through all that. But he's being a veteran. He may know he's supposed to do that. Maybe Joey can knock him around a bit. I don't know.
Hopefully. And, I like that Coletto kid. Do you think we're going to have a spot for him on the roster?
They say he can play defense and offense. I didn't even know about his defensive prowess.
I watched him at Oregon State. He was pretty much their whole team.
How do you cut a guy like that? Pete Carroll, he'll pick him up if we put him on the practice squad.
Yeah.
There is some concern there.
Yeah, he does remind me of, that Taysom Hill kind of gadget. He did a lot of that stuff at Oregon State.
Would you Kyle Shanahan has a crush that is never ending on Juice. Is Kyle going to be talked out of? And that's what's going to end up being, because Kyle, as soon as they come to Kyle, we're thinking about letting Juice go this year. He wants to go back to the East Coast. Whoa. Who told you that? No, I need Juice to have A Pro Bowl fullback is essentially what I need to succeed. Okay, but you got Coletto. We've been working with him. Coletto's okay, but I need juice. I think there's a lot of going back and forth between Kyle and administrators and John Lynch, and even to a degree, maybe even Jed. I don't know. I think it's going to be tough. I would make a bet on it, but I hope Coletto, there's room for him anyway.
Right. Yeah. And I went back and watched the Raiders game and the Broncos game, and I've been watching as much as I can, anyways, the other preseason games.
Yeah, same here.
And it seems like Sean Payton and Josh McDaniels were coaching like they had something to lose versus us, because
true.
On all the other games I'm watching, the coaches are just they're treating it like it's preseason, but Sean Payton was taking all the timeouts there at the end and
getting all pissed off about calls.
Yeah. It's like,
preseason,
I just watched
Sean?
the Commanders-Ravens game, and they were getting pretty intense in that one too. And that was another thing. Josh Johnson sitting there carving up, the Commanders' defense, and when he was playing for us, he looked like he didn't know what a football was.
Right. Yeah, hey, Tony Nagatani, I saw him on Twitch for the first time in months. Tony says, and I asked the same question, why couldn't Josh show us some of this in FCCG last year? Because Tony's like, LOL, because Kyle wouldn't let him.
Yeah, maybe there's some truth to that.
Yeah. You got to stay within his offense. Whatever you're doing, it's got to be within his offense. I mean, you have to get authorized to do whatever you do. But, yeah.
Oh, it's good. It's good that we got some, injured guys back out on the field. To see that.
We'll see.
Do you know? Have you heard if the starters are actually going to play on Friday or?
Not. It's not going to be a full dress rehearsal like some teams did. Like you saw the Ravens out there, and the Commanders out there with full force. Without their starting quarterback. So the Commanders had their starting quarterback out there, but there was no way to see Lamar Jackson, right? So Purdy will come out there for a few seconds, and then it'll be, and maybe we might even get to see the third string quarterback this time. But yeah, it's going to be still Trey versus Sam for the rest of that game.
But we're not going to see do you think we'll see CMC and Elijah or?
If I had to bet, Elijah's not coming out there. CMC, I think they've already made up their mind. He doesn't start. He doesn't come out until day one of the season, or since the regular season.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, if it were me, I'd just sit everybody. But
you and me both.
They have to get some work in.
I've seen enough of Deebo too.
Yeah, Deebo.
Yeah.
He'll be fine. I mean, he's back into his South Carolina body when he was in college.
Yes. Moving like a bullet. Oh. And CMC, the bad thing about it is I worry about you, the more you protect the player, it seems like the more he's susceptible, the more he's going to get hurt. But we'll see.
Yeah, but hopefully at least Nick is in the building before.
In fact, Evan, let's lead a prayer. Let's lead a prayer right now. Fam, put your hand on your phone, on your monitor, whatever you're watching. God, please hear us. We need that to be settled yesterday. Let us hear before we wake up in the morning. I mean, big letters. Nick Bosa signs for the highest paid defender in NFL history. I don't care what you're paying him. Get him back out there. Let's go. That's all I want to read. That dark feeling inside my chest will eventually just melt to nothingness. Oh.
Yeah.
He signs tomorrow.
I was listening. I think it was the Pat McAfee show or something. They were talking about it, and they're like, if this was on the East Coast, it would be like the top story in every, talk radio show. But since it's, West Coast and it's the Niners, no one's really talking about it.
I know. You know what?
Even when TJ Watt didn't sign for a while, it was like I heard about it every day.
Yeah, I was getting ready to mention him too. You know what? The thing is, it's quiet. Not a word is leaking out from either side. They don't have anything to go on. we'll see. I'm still. I every day I'm just thinking, okay, this is gonna be the day. Anyway,
I know, me
Evan,
too.
always a pleasure. We gotta go, and I'll be
All right,
back
Ronbo.
day after tomorrow. We got a game coming up this weekend. It's on Friday. Yeah,
I think it's Friday.
That game's Friday. Okay, we'll be back.
Yeah.
We may be back a couple of days. We may be Wednesday and Thursday. Yeah.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
I'll check. All right. Have a good night, Ronbo. Shout out to you in production and
thank you.
all the people out there.
There you go. Night, Evan.
Night.
And here we go. Big Show's going to come in early to work us. Well, it's a big show. You hear him sigh in the background already. Show, get in here.
What's up, Ronbo? How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm suppressing that feeling that Bosa hasn't signed yet, and I'm actually trying to fool myself into thinking that everything's okay. That's worrying the hell out of me. I'm glad we're here. I can talk about it with you and everybody else. Bam, it's killing me. Okay, okay. Show. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You shouldn't be worried until week 1 if he's not there.
Oh God, Jesus Christ! Oh my God! And we need him against the Steelers. Oh, shut up. It's not happening. I don't believe it. Okay. All right.
Honestly, though, I'm really excited to see Deebo Samuel back in to shape where he was when he was when he was in shape like he was at the combine.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's in the shape of his life right now, and he sure looks like it, and he looks more explosive than he did last year. And that's gonna be a good thing, especially with the emergence of Ronnie Bell, who I think is a little bit better than Juwan Jennings, who looks the part right now a little bit better than Juwan Jennings. He's more explosive and more elusive than Juwan. He's a little bit looser than Juwan. Juwan's a little bit tighter. I don't know if you noticed that or not.
No, I noticed. You're right. I just didn't make that observation. I mean, I noticed it, but I didn't think about it. But you're right.
Yeah, he is more explosive than Juwan is too, and he runs the full route tree. He plays on the outside and the inside better than Juwan, and I wouldn't be surprised to trade Juwan in the middle of the trade deadline and get him off the books sooner rather than later, and let Ronnie Bell take over. Because there's some teams that are down on some receivers right now. I think Terry McLaurin got hurt tonight. If that's correct.
I saw
what
that.
I'm hearing is correct.
The X-rays came back negative though. There's something going on with his toe.
Okay.
And if it's turf toe, the X-rays don't have to be anything, but that's going to take weeks to heal.
Yeah, and so I wouldn't be surprised if we traded to a team like the Commanders for like a 5th round pick or something like that during the trade deadline this year to get him off the books really. Yeah, well, look at Ronnie Bell. I mean, come on.
I do I agree with you. I want Ronnie Bell to get a lot of play. A lot of people think he's going to be out there opening day. So yeah.
And Chris Conley's doing really well, and so is Tay Martin. They would fill the void of Juwan Jennings' absence should we end up trading him during the trade deadline this year. Also, I agree with you on Juice. I think that he might be gone next year. He's getting up there in age. He's getting up there. He's up there in his 30s now, and he's sort of obsolete in this offense. I mean, we really, frankly, don't need him. We got CMC, Deebo, and now Ronnie Bell, and he's sort of
as well as Juice though.
He does block really well, but so does Kittle. I mean,
I don't know George blocking any more than necessary, but I see your point though.
But yeah, he will also be off the books as well next year. Should we part ways with him? I mean, we can't keep these guys forever. This ain't a family.
Yeah, too expensive.
Yep. So, and unfortunately, like whether people want to hear this or not, the number 2 spot as far as quarterback goes is solidified already. It's Sam Darnold. People are not going to like to hear that.
It's an unpopular opinion, for sure.
It's really unpopular, but I mean, if you look at the 2 weeks of the preseason and on the eye test, Sam, it's a lot smoother with Sam than it is with Trey. Trey continues to make mistakes. In this third year, he continues to throw INT after INT after INT, and he hasn't cleaned it up yet. And Kyle Shanahan doesn't want somebody back there, should God forbid Brock Purdy go down, looking like he still has the training wheels on, and this offense that's ready, that's prime and ready, and we can't afford that.
Yeah.
So he's going to go with the best guy. He's going to go with the guy with more experience and the guy that gives him the best chance to win. That's always been his motto ever since he's been here. So people are going to be disappointed when cut down day comes and to see who's really the number 2 quarterback. I can't believe we're even talking about the number 2 quarterback. We shouldn't even be talking about the number 2 quarterback position. Like nobody knows who other teams' number 2 quarterbacks are. You shouldn't know who your second string quarterback is.
We just recently found out who the number 1 quarterback was. This is how we roll in San Francisco. Hell, and so I guarantee you, next year there will still be questions. This is what we do.
Oh yeah.
God.
Oh yeah. There'll be. We're gonna. Who? I'm not even gonna bring him up anymore. But
Caleb over at UCLA, we can't.
No. I'm talking about free agent.
Oh. So listen. Do not start it, Joe.
I'm not going to, but
thank you.
He's foaming at the mouth right now.
God.
So, but also the kicker. Robbie Gould better be on speed dial, man. I don't. You cannot continue to go into season with question marks at the kicker position because that'll break your playoff chances. It's an inconsistent kicker, an inaccurate kicker. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
That's how important. The kicker, believe it or not, is important. And you need to have somebody who is like Robbie Gould.
Yeah. Or you're not a playoff team.
He better be on speed dial.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
Robbie's probably
because if he
sitting
continues
back.
To miss and miss,
I mean, he's sitting back and relaxing because he knows that phone call's coming.
Mm-hmm. Because right now it looks terrible. The way we traded up for Jake Moody and skipped on Juwan Jones, the tackle I've been campaigning for ever since.
Every time,
because he's had 0 pressures all preseason, and he allowed 1 pressure all preseason and 0 sacks so far.
Wait, who are you talking about now?
Juwan Jones.
Oh yeah.
The tackle.
How much has he been out there with the ones?
Oh, he's been out. I'm not sure. I have to go look.
So in order to justify that statement, you're gonna have to know. But
he's a monster too. Yeah. His size, he's like 6'7", over 300 pounds.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't fit in this offense because Kyle Shanahan likes athletic tackles that like to get mowed over by defenders a lot. So
Kyle has addressed that before. He's been hit with that same accusation. He says, "I'd love to have bigger guys, but for what I like to do, I need guys that can move their ass." And that's the thing. Kyle's got to have guys that can get out in space, knock a man out, take another man out, and form a maze. Big guys they got to be a little faster, a little agile.
That's not what I want in my offensive line. I want a freaking Mack truck up there, and no.
So we got to go though.
Just like that old saying goes, "Don't trust a skinny cook, don't trust a skinny offensive lineman."
That you made that comparison is hilarious. So we got to go. I'll see you there after
all right, shout out to the TNT fam. Shout out to Papa Dragon. All the Tonys and everyone. Have a good night.
Yeah, all right. You too, Sean. Night. No fat. If the cook ain't fat, don't have him in the kitchen. If he's too big, Kyle says don't have him on my line either. Hey, Matty S. out of Bend, Oregon.
What up, buddy?
Hey, man, I've been to restaurants where the cook looked like he was in shape. You don't have to be that. You don't have to be fat.
No, you don't have to be a slob.
Right? You're eating more than you're cooking. Right.
Oh
Wait a
yeah.
minute.
What was that kicker for? What was that kicker's name for the Raiders? Is fat as shit.
Oh, with the guy, he was India Hall of Fame candidate.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
but
he
you-
was good. Like,
but you, yeah. What was that
dang it,
guy's
man!
name?
I can't remember his name.
But you're right. He did look like
Somebody
a
will put it in the
lineman.
comments, man.
Ah,
Yeah, he's huge, man. Like always had a belly sticking out there. So
I know. Eating on his way to on the field, before he makes a kick. Robbie's coming. Hey, listen, Matty, is Robbie going to join us this year? Because we still got Zane
I hope
Gonzalez.
so. I mean, really. I mean, I don't really even know what's going on with that whole thing. Obviously, we've drafted a kicker, so it's like, I mean, are we really ready to pay this? Or I mean, what was Robbie wanting to get paid?
Okay, the thing is,
You know,
you got
I don't
Zane
know
Gonzalez.
I don't know what he was asking for.
We never heard, Robbie says they never even called him.
Seriously?
Yes. That's why I got
just seems like-
all up in arms. Wait, what? Is that true? And why would Robbie lie like that?
Gosh.
And the 49ers never denied it.
No,
Jankowski.
he probably
Thank you,
wasn't lying.
Seabass. J-Chan. Jankowski. Remember? That was him.
Yeah, that's it.
Sebastian
Yep.
Janikowski. The Polish power keg.
Yeah, dude. He's a big boy.
Oh, man. But Robbie, we
Yeah.
You, okay,
You get
you
that
got Zane
Jake.
Gonzalez, and the 49ers are waiting to see if indeed Jake can snap out of it because they want to see if they can make a trade for Zane. But if not, you got to hold on to Zane. If he goes out there and starts to really blow it more than 2 times, we'll have to waste the space to keep an extra kicker. That's 3 kickers. Between Mitch, Jake, I'm scared
That's
Moody,
ridiculous.
and Zane Gonzalez. They can't. Oh, man.
No, we can't afford that.
Oh, we need more players on other positions.
Oh yeah,
don't-
no, that's just a waste of space right there, man. Like you got to have one good quality kicker, and then hopefully your backup's good too. But I don't know. Maybe Moody's just. I don't know. Maybe he's just being Moody. Like maybe he's just. I don't know. That's a big.
I see what you did there.
That's a big stage to be on.
Moody-
Just turned it back around on him.
Yeah. What kind of mood is Moody in?
I don't know.
Yeah, he's got to know. He's got to go to a therapist, a hypnotist or something. Jake has the skills. In practice, like Kyle says, he's just booming that ball between the uprights. He's blindfolded. We had him kicking him right through the. Now, see, that's psychological. There's nothing wrong with his
Yeah,
ability. That's
it
all
is totally psychological, my friend. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, he's got to get over that soon.
Well, and like if the team supports, I mean, I don't know. The team around him is kind of a big deal too. Everybody talking him up might help. I don't know.
Or isolate yourself. Go sit in a corner. If you know you're coming up, put your little kicking rack net on the opposite side, way down the back in the corner, so you don't have to get in contact with anybody. You can be alone with your thoughts and just get yourself together mentally. And then have a cart drive you to the portion of the field where you need to get ready if you get ready to come into the game. He's got to find a place to go in order to get himself right before he walks on the field. Because if he misses a kick and we lose a game, the fan base is going to go nuts.
Oh, it's gonna be, I don't think coach is gonna be real happy either, man.
He'll be coach will be in
Yeah,
trouble
you
too
might-
for drafting
You
him.
might want to have Robbie on speed dial.
Yeah, they do. They're not fooling us. You know they do, but Matty, you know they do. In fact, they're calling him every day now.
You think he's practicing?
Yes, hell yes. I guarantee you he's working out. And I guarantee the 49ers are in contact with him. They just don't want to say anything. But somebody's calling Robbie every day. Robbie, listen, I don't know if you're still upset with us about not giving you a call, but listen, we're giving you a call now. I want you to stand by, stay ready. Okay, that's all I'm going to say right now. I've got no promises to make. And you never got this phone call. If anybody asks me, are you? I'm not going to say. It's like it'd be Mission Impossible. This tape will self-destruct in 10 seconds.
I can hear the music right now.
You know? God.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, we might have to pull something crazy off like that. So hopefully it doesn't get to that point. Hopefully he just shakes it off, slaps himself a little bit, gives himself a little bit of the powder and slap.
I really, if you're not going to give him a shot of tequila. Do something to give them a jolt so you can take your mind off of what's going on and get yourself out there.
Yeah, get
and,
the nerves
let's
off.
Go. Yeah.
Yeah. Get the nerves to go away. Yeah, buddy. That's the way to be. Yeah, maybe that is it. Maybe it is the shot of tequila.
I'm telling you, man. I because we used to do kind of weird things before games. I'd get butterflies like crazy, and you go into your parents' cabinet and have a drink. I did it, and I felt great.
Well, could you
felt
imagine?
Fired up.
I mean, I couldn't imagine being on that big of a stage.
Yes, thousands and thousands, 40,000
really.
paying fans, and those tickets were not cheap. Oh
no, oh no,
Ooh.
no, like those tickets are not cheap. Like I'm going to a Duck game here in a few weeks, and those I'm not paying for it because my buddy's got season tickets, but those things aren't cheap.
Damn
so
right.
I can relate, man.
Yeah, pro sport? No, you don't get into hockey game, baseball games, NBA. Unless you're Jack Nicholson, you're not sitting in the front row. So
No, I've only seen us play once. I saw the Niners play the Cardinals when I was living down in Arizona for a little while, and it was we still had Kaepernick, and I tell you, man, by the time I got to my seat, we were already down 7 points. I heard the crowd go crazy. And then I look at the big screen, and I think Kaepernick was on his ass. I was like, man, this is going to be a long day.
It's got a lot of fans in AZ, 49er fans in AZ, too.
Oh, yeah, we lost like 43-7 that day.
Oh, I remember that. That was the day that Cap couldn't stop doing that INT. I was so sick.
That was unreal, dude. Yeah, the only game I've been to, and he's got to do that shit.
And that was after that year that they insisted he stop running and start throwing the ball. And what's the name?
Yeah, that didn't work out real well, did it?
The Wolverine, what's his name? The little safety. He just ate Cap for lunch that day.
Oh, little honey badger?
Yeah, honey badger. Yeah. Oh, man. God, that was bad.
Oh, Tyrann Mathieu. That's it.
Tyrann Mathieu. But
yeah.
Matt, I'm delighted with you getting in here, lady, man. I just see you say hi on the chat before the show started, and then we talked to you on occasion. But we have 200, Matty. I'm thinking. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Nick signs tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow. All right.
Yeah, dude. I'll be here.
All right.
Yeah, brother. I'll check in with you tomorrow.
Looking forward to that, Matty. Have a great night, fam.
All right, brother. You guys have a good night.
You too.
All right, buddy.
And hey, Jack.
$30 million. The $30 million holla, huh?
Well, you were talking about Nick's.
Before we start,
contract.
Sources have just said sides are talking with the goal of having a deal done soon. Like I told you, he wants more than AD. That's Aaron Donald, folks. 49ers and defensive end Nick Bosa are still expected to have a deal done in place before the regular season starts, with Nick Bosa wanting to be the highest paid defensive player ever. And let's hope that's not what shares, Ronbo, because it's getting out of hand, goddammit. And talking about it's getting out of hand, we got Deebo Samuels, man, making over $30 million a year now. You know what I'm saying? And in preseason with Brock Purdy, boy, that looked good. Good morning, by the way, guys. Just woke up, but I'm fired up that you're talking about Deebo because I'm excited to talk about this because the man is looking like the Deebo that we knew before last year.
Yes.
Everything. He sizzled his way through right when he got the ball, sizzled his way through defenders to get to where he had to get to before he made contact. And I love it. But you got to show me something. Ronbo, Deebo has to show me something this year. You know what I'm saying? Why is he worth that bag? Because you know how I feel about Ayuk. He deserves that bag. But forget Ayuk today. I love me some Deebo Samuels when he's on point. Show me you deserve that bag because, you know what I'm saying, this is the year where we're going to hit that Super Bowl button. If Purdy, everybody stays healthy, and this is stopping us from making deals with Nick Bosa off the bat. Is because of the money we gave you. So we expect you to play like you did last week in preseason and keep it going because, man, he is looking really good, Ronbo. Maybe the best I've ever seen him.
That first step, that's old Deebo. Jack, option. Now, okay,
No. This is not even old Deebo. This is the new Deebo. We've not
That's
seen
what you
this
say.
Deebo before.
Jack, let me ask you this question, though. Okay, now, if Ronnie Bell continues to look like he's looking and goes to the next level, his ceiling hasn't been reached yet. Do you now consider
No. He's just getting started.
My question is this, though. Ayuk's going to be up for a big payday next year, and he's going to earn it this year. Now, do I save money and do I trade or let Ayuk walk? That'd be a sin. But I'm going to have to pay Nick Bosa. It's going to be which one are you going to do? I don't know if you can do both.
It's going to be which one. It's going to be which one you do. And when you got a quarterback like Purdy and you got other quarterbacks around the league that can put it in stride to Ayuk is a better wide receiver than Deebo. I'm sorry. But Deebo is a guy in Shanahan's system where, okay, he's a big asset to us. So no, I'm not trading Ayuk. I'm giving Ayuk the bag too. I'm finding a way. I don't know. I got to get rid of Juszczyk or something, but I'm not getting rid of Ayuk, Kittle, and Deebo if Deebo shines. These three guys are our dogs.
Yeah, that's true. You got Chris McCaffrey. You got to pay him soon too, I believe. Listen,
we got to pay him too.
That's too many guys getting $30 million.
Yeah. People like Juszczyk because you got a McCaffrey, you got a Mason. You know, so we don't know TDP what he's going to do, but that's my guy. So but it makes sense, right? What do you do next? We got to find a way. Do you franchise tag Ayuk? Maybe that's a possibility.
I forgot about that option.
So
he doesn't have a contract saying you can't franchise him.
You know what I'm saying? So Jawan Jennings might be an option. You know what I'm saying? We get rid of him rather than paying him. We put Bell in the slot because the way Bell is catching the ball and even turn on the burners, he's not known for that. But, man, it looks like when his hair is on fire, he can take off.
And you don't get him on the first grab either, Jack. He fights. He's going down the field.
Exactly.
That straight arm was epic. If I was that, I'd have got up and I would have went home. I wouldn't have stayed out of that field and like, look at me. Deebo just treated him like a child. Get off me. Stuck his face in the dirt.
Is something going to happen before the regular season? Because breaking news, folks, we just signed wide receiver Anthony Miller. I think he played for the Steelers and the Bears maybe. But Anthony Miller's on our squad now. And so we don't know what's going on with that wide receiver group. Is there somebody that Shanahan's not happy with that he's bringing these guys? Because I thought, the wide receiver group is looking real deep now, especially with Deebo playing like that.
Bring some offensive linemen
and also breaking news, we just signed a running back, Brian Hill.
Yeah, I saw that.
Brian Hill from the Atlanta Falcons, we got him too, and in the building, and we got rid of Kalan LeBron. So maybe something. I don't know what Shanahan's up to, but man, he's sneaky, man. So I just don't want to get rid of somebody and have them end up on the Seahawks, Ronbo, and have them shine there. Like a DJ Reed or something like that, or our boy Trey Sermon, who went to the Philadelphia Eagles, just scored a touchdown last week. I think a 35-yard touchdown.
I saw that.
To Shanahan's credit, he did fumble a few plays earlier. So you know what I'm saying.
He was doing the Carlos Hyde.
So yeah,
he couldn't find openings.
Yeah, he's like a Carlos Hyde, man. I'm just saying that, So, I'm excited about our wide receiver group with Purdy because, man, that was the first drive was really great. But the first week when we play the Steelers, who got the awesome D-line and the linebacker core, including Nick Herbert, who I told you all about pre-draft. They got him. Feel like the Steelers, Ronbo, they always take my philosophy. You know what I'm saying? They got George Pickens, who's being thrown to by George Pickett, who was a rookie. I'm not really probably a lower tier quarterback. He's throwing to George Pickens. The George Pickens is still shining like a Terrell Owens, snatching that ball and taking off with it. You know how I feel about George Pickens, and I know how you feel about him too after watching him.
But you told me about him. I checked him out. I said, "Oh my God!"
Yeah, but that's a rookie throwing to George Pickens is what I'm saying. It's his second year throwing to George Pickens. Kenny Pickett is, and that dude isn't like a Aaron Rodgers or even a top 20 quarterback right now. Still, you know what I'm saying? But the Pittsburgh Steelers, man, they got what's that? The Washington guy, the tight end. Is it Darnell Washington, the tight end, the one that dude that was 6'7"?
Oh yeah,
265
they
plus
got him
yards.
from Washington.
Big monster. I said.
Yeah, I saw him in a highlight.
No. His name is Darnell Washington.
He's that big guy, right?
He's a big monster. Yeah. I told you guys he's one to talk because we didn't get George what's his name? Not George Pick. What was the number
Pickens.
3 tight end? We said that the Falcons got when we got Trey Lance, Pettis.
You talking about year before? Yeah. don't remind me.
The tight end we could have got that the Falcons got at number 4.
I know.
And we ended up getting Trey Lance. So I said, me and Ronbo get that guy. So that's why I said let's get 12, Darnell Washington this year. Yeah. So that's why I said let's get Darnell Washington this year. So these guys are getting my team. So maybe we need in the first week before I go, Ronbo, maybe we need to pump the brakes and take Brock Purdy out, start Trey Lance or Sam Darnold in the first week just because how stout these guys are in the front 7 with T.J. Watt and all these boys.
Like you want to sacrifice their body.
Headhunted.
Lance and Darnold. Hey, we're talking about Kyle Pitts.
Oh, man.
That's who we're thinking about.
Kyle Pitts,
And they turned him into a wide receiver in Atlanta now.
Oh,
anyway.
God. That's why I was telling you, man, get Darnell Washington this year. But Pittsburgh keeps taking my picks. Let's see how it pans out, man. But, man, what an exciting time, man. What a great time. So, hey, man, we got Deebo in the building, and I'm feeling some type of way about him this year, man. So, let's see how it goes, man. And it's going to be one hell of a year, man. Stay tuned, everybody.
Good stuff, Jack. All right. Depending, I'm going to be waiting for that news on Nick. Hope it comes in later. You 49ers like to do things late night for some bizarre reason. But anyway, Jack, I'll see you shortly.
You're the man, Ronbo. Talk soon.
You too, fam. Have a great night. There goes Jack.
And don't forget that cayenne pepper now. That cayenne pepper with warm water if anybody has chest pain or a heart attack, all right? Get that cayenne pepper, 1 teaspoon with warm water.
We made D.
Gotta go.
Remember that recipe for Jake Moody when he comes out on the field. Keep it handy. All right, Jack. Talk to you later.
All right. Good morning, folks. All right. Peace.
Hey, Tony.
How are you, brother?
Tony, we didn't just wake you up. What was that?
No.
Tony, get in here, man.
Sitting in the truck.
Oh, okay. Tony out.
I think we're in deep shit, Ronbo.
Yeah, Tony. Now, why do you say that?
Because we refuse to think outside the box. Everyone's happy the season's starting. Shanahan's a complete idiot. If you ask me, he should have had Brock Purdy and Trey Lance training with the ones all the way through up until now, and Donald and the other dude with the scout team. And Trey Lance, you don't want him to be ready to go, ready to rock and roll. You don't want him to have enough snaps so he could be confident.
I think he is in practice. I think what we're seeing in the preseason games isn't necessarily what they're doing in practice, although they do number and count.
Doesn't matter. They cut his snaps, right?
That's right. They're counting everybody's snaps.
They should be splitting them with Brock. They should be having the same amount. They can do whatever the hell they want with the other two. And I believe the other guy's better than Sam Donald anyway, but this is what you've got to think about, Ronbo.
Yeah.
All right? Brock Purdy's got a snap count. All right? So Kyle's going to organise the first game according to that snap count. He hasn't healed properly. It took what's his name said it took him a year to get over it, to get fully fit.
Nick Mullins, yeah.
All right. So what are we going to do? No one's going to say it. All right. No one's going to report it because they don't want the other teams to know. But if it's 25, 30, that's how Shanahan's going to scheme the game up for him. All right. And he left Donald in the other day so that he could surpass Trey Lance. suck shit. He didn't. Right? Trey Lance got 175 yards or whatever it was. This guy got 109.
Yeah.
And you want to go into a game. He's had 54 games of horse shit tape and interceptions. All right? You want to go into – if Brock Purdy goes down, Ronbo, all right, and we're in the playoffs or the Super Bowl, you're going to go into a Super Bowl with Sam Darnold?
You know,
Are you serious?
I just don't know. Yeah, I do know this, though. Shanahan has thrown his hands up in the air. He said some things about Trey the other day that made me realize he doesn't have a lot of faith in him, and he's got Trey still training. He's got the training wheels securely on him.
He's doing it on purpose. Trey's probably in his dog box.
Somehow.
Right?
But
He's
how did
doing
he get
it on
there?
purpose. Who knows?
He didn't do anything to get it put in the dog.
Shanahan likes redheads. That's what Donald loves to do.
You could be right.
But going into the Super Bowl with him is like going into a Super Bowl with Blaine Gabbert and Brian Hoyer.
Well,
Right? He hasn't proven that he's good under pressure. At least Trey did Trey win the game for us to go into the playoffs against the Texans last night?
Yeah, he did.
He won it, didn't he? He did. Okay, didn't he just throw a ball the other day to Latu after he got hit and Latu dropped it?
You know, Latu, and it's a good thing he caught that ball the other day, or him and Isaiah, although Isaiah Oliver's getting good grades from coach, but Latu is making everybody crazy. But yeah.
Oh, I'm not giving up on him.
Well,
All right,
I almost did.
All you have to do is stay there after school and play with the jugs machine for another 2 hours every day.
3.
But,
yeah.
you know, but the way I see it, at least Trey can read the opposition team, all right, and adjust during the game and come out the other side a winner.
Well, the thing is,
I don't think that Sam is better than Trey. I honestly don't. I just think Trey's being stifled by Shanahan by giving him less reps so that he looks that way.
And put him out there on an offensive line that can't protect him. But the problem is, if you're looking at the numbers, I don't know what they look like in practice. We do know what they look like in practice. Him and Sam
and the other
aren't
thing to
far
remember,
apart.
The other thing to remember, Ronbo, Brock Purdy, I'm not taking away anything from the guy. I said it the other day. I wish him all the best. But remember, he said, I have to play within Shanahan's system. So the brakes are coming on to him, all right? And let's see if
What he
those
looks like then.
INTs that he was throwing in practice, Shanahan forces him to throw into tight windows and you know what kind of a Gestapo dude Shanahan
Timing
is.
routes will kill any quarterback, especially if you're not just ready for that yet. And you got to get used to your receivers. It takes a while to develop that chemistry.
Getting Sam Darnold is supposed to make the team better, not worse.
Yeah.
All right? He's come into a good team. Jimmy G came into a shit team and made it better. What has this guy done? If you compare the two.
Well, it's
jack shit.
It's quite a difference, isn't it? I mean, this guy's coming in with Ferraris, Corvette, Lamborghinis all around him.
And I know people, you know, want to be positive, and you know, I'll probably get attacked for it. But sometimes you just have to apply logic to things and think what could also happen on the other side of the ball, Ronbo.
Yeah.
All right. There's no proof of you know, him come. I mean, like I said, if it's good experience, all right, fair enough. He's had 54 games. 54 games of bad experience. Oh, he was on shitty teams. So was Jimmy G came to a shitty team. He turned it around. So don't give me that crap. All right? He's supposed to turn it around. He's supposed to be a shining light, not the same as or worse or whatever. We don't need the same as. All right? We don't need it. I mean, look at the Colts. Right? The Colts have just come out and said, no, mate, we're sticking with Richardson. We're going with the young kid. That's what Kyle was supposed to do. And people go, he's been here for Trey Lance has been here for 3 years. Yeah, he's been here for 3 years. They begged Jimmy G to come back, all right, because they redshirted him for 1 year, all right, and then he got injured. This is his first year, Ronbo. This is Trey Lance's first year, and you just left him there like that. Didn't give him enough reps to build up his confidence. You threw him to the side and then give him all the hard calls. You see the calls. Everybody can see the calls that Shanahan makes for Donald and Lance. They're different. Donald gets the hand off the ball. He gets the dink and dunk here and this and that. Whereas Trey Lance, when he's under attack, if he gets to roll out of the pocket and change the launch point of the ball, he can reach any one of these receivers, doesn't matter how far down the field they are. And that's why Brandon Ayuk ran onto the field when he scored that TD. All right? Not because he thinks he's an idiot or he's not a good quarterback, because he supports him.
Yeah. Well, you know, I think he's got full support in that locker room, actually. Yeah. Even Brock said good things about him after the game, too. So everybody wants him to succeed.
And I hope I'm wrong. Do I hope I'm wrong? Yeah, of course I hope I'm wrong. All right? But I'm thinking to myself, Shanahan's going to get himself into a bind, mate. And I'm seriously thinking of putting an L for the first game.
No! Listen, remember one thing,
right?
Tony.
Because
it's not...
we tied for them.
Yeah.
All right? We tied with them. We had 20 interceptions against the opposition for the year last year, and we tied with Pittsburgh Steelers. They had the same.
Ooh.
And they're going to attack the right side of the ball, and Purdy rolls out to the left all the time.
Yeah.
So they're going to see that.
You know what, though, and Shanahan knows this. I have a feeling that is not going to be as much a problem as we're thinking it's going to be. I mean, Shanahan, he's a lot of things, but he's not an idiot. Now, he knows if every defense is attacking me that way, he's going to find a way to take advantage of that. But we'll see.
He's not an idiot. He just finds a way to become one.
I like that, Tony. Tony, we got to go, though. You know what? If Nick signs, I'll see you tomorrow, if not the day after. Okay?
All right, brother. Shout out to Evan Ellis, Big Show, and Papa Dragon. And remember what Papa Dragon said, all right? Kyle Shanahan is the real quarterback in this team. And what Trez said, all right? Shanahan's a system coach, not a quarterback coach.
Yeah. And you got to work within that system, or you got to sit down or do an INT. All right, Tony. I'll see you in a bit. Cheers, my man.
All right, brother. Cheers, bro. Cheers.
Let's get. Hey, Jalen. Gene D's up in here, too. Jalen, come on in.
Cardinals, y'all irrelevant. Rams, y'all performs. Seahawks haven't won a ring in 10 years and counting. Damn it, I know that can't be fun. What's up, Ronbo?
We're just in there. We do what we do with all the play. You know what? We tend to. Jake Moody is making everybody crazy, but we're trying to talk about it because it really is a scary thought. And then Deebo and Brock are working hard on building chemistry. Why? Because it's just like we could have anticipated. Since McCaffrey's not, I don't know what's going on with McCaffrey, but since that's not the case, I want you to throw to Deebo as much as you can today. I want you guys to get it down pat as what we're going to do. Because we're going to run pretty much the same thing we did last year and the year before. It's going to be them quick slants with Deebo zipping across the middle of the field and gaining 25 and 30 yards every time. And McCaffrey, it's going to be all day long, it's going to be a crisscross McCaffrey, Deebo, across. And then every now and then hit Ayuk. And Kittle, I don't know what they're going to do with Kittle. There's not enough ball for all those guys now that I'm thinking about it. What are you thinking?
I hope that the offense isn't toss counter right, toss counter left on first down and then a slant on second. I hope it ain't predictable like it has been pretty much. Yeah, but I mean, the run. I feel like the run game has gotten less creative throughout the years. I mean, 2019, you talking about some of them run plays we was running amazing compared to now. It's like
that's when you had most.
Kyle, Yeah, I mean, not even. Like not even the runs. I mean, the play calling. Some of these runs that we used to run in 2019, we're not running them anymore. This
I think
offensive
they're not
line is
fooling
just
anybody
as
anymore,
good.
which is interesting. Defenses seem to be adapting to some of that. You know how the 49ers have that thing when they run right, shift left as soon as the ball is snapped? I knew that was going to run out sooner or later, but yeah.
Well,
Offense-
Kyle sees that if Kyle sees that people are catching on to his stuff, then he needs to start either
Make some
evolving his
alterations.
offense more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't keep. Kyle's the type of guy that he'll keep running the same offense until you stop him. And he'll run the same offense every week against the same team until the team figures out how to stop him.
Hey,
And he'll
but
go back
Jalen,
and he'll do the same thing next week.
unless you wish he would, because when he's running the ball successfully, don't start throwing the ball, Kyle. Let that ball stay on the ground, eat up the clock,
Yeah,
and tear
but
down the
when he
field.
does that, we have situations in the Super Bowl like Jimmy Garoppolo being rusty from not throwing the ball the entire postseason. You can't put your quarterback on the shelf the entire postseason and then tell him to throw the ball in the Super Bowl. You can't do that. You can't do that.
We did. And
Yeah,
Deebo was just, they had no answer for Deebo. Why didn't just keep feeding Deebo? I don't know why he didn't want to do that.
His ego, Ronbo. The same reason he took Trey Lance, his ego. He knew he wasn't going to get no credit for Justin Fields' athleticism, and Mac Jones was already a NFL-ready quarterback, so there was no developing him. He knew that he was going to only get credit for Trey Lance, his ego. Ronbo.
So now you confirm what Tony just said. He's going to finally get himself into a bind.
Yeah, Ronbo. I mean, hell no, it ain't no bind because Brock Purdy's here. Purdy wasn't here, he'd be fucked. But he got lucky. Where would we be if we didn't have Brock Purdy?
Don't even ask that question. It scares me to think about it. I don't know where we'd be. No, Trey. You know, things, if you take one element out of any equation, things would change. Maybe Trey doesn't get hurt.
Nah,
maybe he has
Ronbo,
developed where he should be by now.
I don't know, Ronbo. I don't think Brock not being on the team is going to change him breaking his ankle week 2.
Yeah, because he had nothing to do with that.
If anything, Ronbo, God forbid if we didn't have Jimmy Garoppolo, we probably would have had a top pick this year. And who knows what quarterback we would have tried to take our chances on, you know?
But do you know, in that year, we could have actually had, what's that linebacker over in Dallas that's so
Micah
good?
Parsons.
Do you know can you imagine Micah Parsons and Bosa on the
You
same
mean
team?
when did he get what pick was
They
he
got drafted the same year.
No, I'm saying what pick, not years. Like
He wasn't in the top 10, as I remember.
You sure? I'm pretty sure Dallas might have.
Did they pick him up? But when did they pick
I think
first?
they did. I don't think Dallas was really good. I don't think Dallas was really good the year before.
But they didn't trade up. We traded up.
Yeah. I think Michael Parsons was I think he was definitely like a top 15, 13 pick. So he wasn't top 10.
But I just realized
I know the Cowboys wasn't good. I know they were like 7 and 8 or like this was the year that Dak had that torn ACL or that.
Well, that's right. They probably did.
They weren't that good. They weren't that good that year.
Yeah, they
I don't remember what. Yeah, they got him pretty early. But I mean, Ronbo, I'm proud of Kyle Shanahan. Once again, even though he pisses me off with drafting quarterbacks and finding, talent in the first round. Damn it, Ronbo, he's second to none when it comes to play calling, when it comes to making trades for people like Christian McCaffrey, Emmanuel Sanders, Trent Williams. And he's good at finding late round talent like Elijah Mitchell, Ronnie Bell, Kendrick Bourne, Jawan Jennings. I got to tip my cap to Cal when it comes to stuff like that. I mean, man, I don't know how he does it. Every year he finds a gem late in the draft to replace our number 3 receiver.
Because Bell is killing me. Oh, D'Angelo Evans says Dallas did move up to get Parsons, but go ahead.
Yeah, I knew that he was definitely like a top pick. I remember him being like highly anticipated. But I mean, Ronbo, him and Bosa, I told you that year I would have took Did Penei Sewell come out that year, Ronbo? I would have took Penei Sewell at 3. I would have took that tackle,
Offensive
and I would
lineman,
have kept
right?
Jimmy. Yeah, I would have kept Jimmy. That's just me. I would have
You
took
know,
that tackle. I would
no,
have kept
that's what I
Jimmy.
said. Since you're already since you were already in Super Bowl mode, was that the right time to do that? Especially that many picks. I don't know.
I mean, Ronbo, you hear what everybody's saying about Trey. You can't take a raw quarterback and put him on a Super Bowl ready roster. You can't do that, Ronbo. You just can't do that. Like, the timing's gonna be off. Like, that was just the wrong pick. Trey Lance, if he was able to develop for 3 years, I think he'd be okay. But
Yeah.
I mean, Ronbo, he had to play like a top 10 quarterback, basically.
Yeah.
He had to play like a top 10 quarterback. And Trevor Lawrence, he couldn't even do that his first year.
You got to be top 10, exactly.
Trevor Lawrence couldn't even do that his first year, and we were expecting Trey Lance to do it. Come on, y'all. I mean, it wasn't his. It wasn't his fault, Rombo. It wasn't his fault he got picked at 3. He didn't ask to be picked at 3, Rombo. He didn't. The kid did not ask to be picked at 3.
I ain't mad at him.
I mean, but we got lucky though, Rombo. We didn't get Brock. And boy, I don't know where we'd be right now. I don't know where we'd be. Because Trey, I'm gonna be honest with you, Rombo, he just still looks. It's just like the game's still moving too fast for him.
He's under pressure. I mean, think about it, Trey. He's under way too much pressure. He can't relax and come out there and play. Like, you see, is his name Jordan Love over in Green Bay?
Love.
Jordan
See, you
Love
can't
looks
see. He
cool
doesn't have
as
any
can
pressure.
be out there now. Because why?
He didn't have any pressure, Rombo.
No, sit down.
When you
relax.
sitting behind Aaron Rodgers, I mean, shit, what else can you do? Man won 2
relax
MVPs.
And learn. Yeah.
But when you sitting behind Jimmy G and you can't beat him out, and then shout out to your keyboard warrior who wanted to say something. Kyle did give Trey the keys to the team. He broke his foot. But who was still Trey's backup? The guy that he was supposed to replace. So clearly Kyle wasn't confident in Trey. Clearly. You can say what you want about him handing him over the keys to the team, Ronbo. Jimmy Garoppolo was still sitting right over his shoulder saying, hey, you fuck up, I'm back. And guess what happened? Broke his ankle. Ronbo, and I told Ronbo, before that Dolphin game, they were talking about Jimmy might get re-signed.
I saw that, and I said, very interesting how Jimmy got hurt the day they were contemplating bringing him back. But why were they bringing him back? See, that's the conversation we haven't had yet. Why were you bringing him back? Did Kyle?
Because they knew Trey wasn't it, Ronbo.
At that point, I think that's why
Ronbo,
Trey's at a disadvantage.
If Jimmy would have finished that season out, Ronbo, if Jimmy would have finished that season out, first of all, we would have went to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
We would have beat the Eagles. He wouldn't have. Come on, Ronbo, come on now. You know damn well that Kyle wasn't gonna get rid of Jimmy after that. Another Super Bowl?
Jed wasn't gonna allow it anyway. I said, look, I'm not gonna make a deal like that now because it's too late. He's already done what we want him to do. Let's see if he can do it again. That conversation was going to happen. You know, when was the last time a Super Bowl winning quarterback got traded immediately? I'm trying to remember
that's insane. I can't even remember it. Man, but at the end of the day, we still the kings of the West. Kyle and Nee need a 2-year rest. Gene D and Rudy can keep coming in here crying because the 49ers going to be the best. Let me get a Niners shout out, Ronbo.
Wait. Get all the way up here.
Let's not forget, y'all. His first game of his career. Breath smelling like molasses. Mama titty still in his mouth. Nuts ain't dropped yet. Thumb sucking. Nick Mullins. Baby face. Beat the Raiders on national TV. His first game of his career. It wasn't just some game that you could catch if you just stayed in the local California area. No, this was on prime time TV, baby. Damn it. Osama bin Laden saw this before he got shot up. Everybody saw this, man. Everybody saw this game. Marines, Kim Jong-un, Shrek, Donkey, the gingerbread man who lives on Drury Lane. Everybody saw it. Jason Voorhees in Camp Crystal Lake. Freddie on Elm Street. Everybody saw that beatdown.
All right, Jalen.
Marty from Back to the Future saw it. Marty, I have to tell you about the Raiders. I have to tell you about the Raiders. Boy.
All right, Jalen. I'll see you in a minute. If Nick signs, I'm telling you right now, I'll be back immediately tomorrow to celebrate. All right, fam. Hey, what? Oh, my God. It's the Iron Sheik. Sheik, get in here.
Ronbo! What's going on, fam?
Sheik, man, we're sitting here and there's, we're such a good team, but we have a couple of ouchies that are making us all believe that we're not going to be able to succeed. There was, see on Twitter, there's a guy came on there and says, we can't stop the run. Excuse me, let us not hold the guys on the team that start versus the recruits. Those guys aren't going to be out there trying to stop the run come week one. So we're all discombobulated now. Nick won't sign, and it's making people crazy. But we got some good things. We got Deebo looking like a svelte, lean, mean machine.
Slimmer.
And his explosion is back, like we saw. McCaffrey staying out of harm's way. George Kittle staying out of harm's way. We're going to be okay.
Looking crazy.
Yeah. Isn't he, though?
Our offense is going to be, I think, the best offense team for a long time. I haven't seen like this.
Finally.
Pieces, Ronald.
Finally. Yeah. It took us years to build that offense, but finally, I think we've made it.
Yeah, bro.
Got it.
Well, the Iron Sheik is back. R.I.P. by the way, to the original Iron Sheik. I just wanted to put that out there before. I haven't called for a while, Ronbo, but there's a lot of things going on.
Yeah, I know. Last time you talked, you were just getting over COVID was that the second bout with that miserable disease?
Second time. Yeah, the second time. It was like, what was it, like last year, I think? Yeah. So it was bad, but I'm good now.
Well, I know it.
But, the thing is, Ronbo, about, these decisions or these content curators, like, I respect their game and I respect their opinion, but sometimes they need to, most of them need to open their eyes and stop being a fanboy and think that you're going to be right, because you're not. Just think about what you see on the field, other than trying to prove a point that you said from a while ago. Trey Lance, and I don't know if anybody saw the JT O'Sullivan preseason 2 quarterback coach kind of watching this film. Has Trey Lance, in your opinion, Ronbo, his awareness changed yet? Or do you think he's safe?
Sheik, I just as soon not get involved in, I've been staying out of quarterback battles. I just hope the right decision is made going forward. I don't know what to say about Trey just yet. He shows spurts, but you go ahead though. What are you thinking?
But okay, I'll say this: he's not a bust yet. He's a project, and the thing is, Ronbo, people, how about that game? It's third and fourth stringers. Like, come on, like, please stop. He looked good, but let's be honest, that screen that he did, INT, multiple times, like Snead was wide open on the left. He pump faked it. He looked, he waited, and he threw it, and it was dropped. And he's not like, how do I say? He's not confident, and that's the thing about his pocket awareness and all that. It's a lack of.
You can't be scared in the NFL. You got to let it fly. You can't worry about trying. You cannot be careful. You got to go for it.
Yeah.
So that part, it takes time to build up that kind of fearless attitude, though.
And it sucks to remember, like, you just think, like, what we could have got a offensive tackle. Could have got Penny Sewell. Somebody brought him up. We could have got Rashawn Slater. We could have got Parsons. We could have got cornerback Zach. Was it something Horn? We could have got these guys, or we could have got Waddle the following year. We could have got another offensive lineman, maybe a future offensive lineman that we could have figured out and have Trent Williams from redshirting him and put him in when he's ready. Unfortunately, I get the pitch, but you cannot have these. When you draft a rookie quarterback, most of the time doesn't that work. You ask the Rams, they booted fucking golf out of here.
Stetson Bennett.
Look
Who
at
Rudy's
Darnold.
running around
We
bragging
have
about
Darnold
like
on our
crazy.
team.
God.
Right, and that's the thing I love about Brock Purdy, Ronbo. In college, he was a third string quarterback. He fought, and he took that number one. He competed against multiple teams, even Jalen Hurts. He even competed against. He did lose, but he looked really nice.
I thought
in
they
that
played
game.
yeah. It was a close game though, right? I heard about that.
Right, and
He's
then
a
now
fighter.
and look at what he was, Mr. Irrelevant. And there's a lot of guys that are like, you used to be fans of him, but it's like came in, he was raw, but he's learned the film. He got it. He came in and he got it. What did Trey do? Yeah, people say him on the monsoon or the Chicago weather. Okay, but let's be honest. Trey Lance, half of the games that he played like shit. I'm sorry to curse. And the other one is like, that other half is good. Brock Purdy, full game, dominating Tampa, Seattle. What was it? The multiple teams he played against.
And remember Miami tried to bum rush him. But, kill this rookie, kill him! And he weathered that storm. I was scared for him. I thought he was going to be dead meat. He came out of that, beat the Dolphins.
And then it's like the Trey sexuals. They need to like open their eyes a little bit and just take it. He's a QB1. People thought his injury was going to be affected. He looked great. Against the week, what was it, the last preseason that he's just playing right now. He looked really well. He's pocket. He juked a defender, so that's a great sign as well. He's confident in the pocket. The guys love him. The coaches love him. He is the guy. I'm not saying he's the franchise Ronbo, but he's potential to be the guy of this team that we've been waiting for. So
it's like Ian Sharp puts it. Purdy never really looked like a rookie. It has to be said. It's true. He never really looked like a rookie. He made some mistakes but not those kinds you see from most rookies.
And that's the thing about a confidence quarterback or a lack of confidence quarterback. We cannot have this in the potential Super Bowl team right now. We cannot have that as a Trey Lance. And people are complaining he's a QB3, QB2. He'd be very lucky that he's in on this team and have this ride and he have a potential to be traded next year and go somewhere else. Because Brock Purdy, I think he's the guy. But like I said, you got to show us more, right?
Yeah, he's going to have time. I mean, but that was said for every week last year that he won. And, I kept waiting. I got to tell you, Sheik, between you and I kept wondering when his wheels were going to fall off, too. Because what I was looking at while I was in disbelief, I said, he came in here. He was on the practice squad. He wasn't even taking snaps to the first team. How in the hell is he doing this? And he kept doing it over and over. I said, how the hell? And what was that? He did some things that I've not seen vets do. And I said,
the Kittle throw. Remember the Kittle in Seattle? I'm like, what? He just
shift right, shift left. And then faked everybody out and threw it right to a bullet, right to Kittle. I said, what the fuck? Where did he learn that? I was shocked. So
experience, that's the thing. Experience and heart, Ronbo. Heart. And it's experience. Unfortunately, he had, 4 years in college?
Yeah, see.
He was from the bottom and he went to the top.
Yeah. So I'm not.
And did it again.
I'll wait, but I'm not doubting him anymore. I mean, I may have doubted him for the first few minutes. In fact, Sheik, I thought when Jimmy went down at Miami, oh, Jesus. Jimmy, damn it. I got mad at Jimmy. How the hell did you get? Oh, we were on our way, man. Everything was working out. McCaffrey, Deebo, George, everybody starting to get it together. We were rolling. And all this. I was like, oh, man, Jesus. And then he comes in
think about Jimmy G
and surprised everybody. Go ahead. Oh, wait.
No, I'm just saying, like, the Jimmy G, everybody, like, most everybody, except the doubters, Jimmy G was rolling in the season. Yeah, he might have his, like, hiccups in the playoffs. I get that. He did. But he's confident. And the thing is, the fan base needs to understand that the haters is, like, do you want to win a Super Bowl? Or win, or do you want to just wait on a guy that you don't know that he's not getting it? So, well, you got to play. You got to play. I was like, Well, this is a preseason, and he does not look that great. You could go check out J.T. O'Sullivan's tape. It's on YouTube. Go check it out. You'd be very disappointed when you watch that.
Well, Sheik, I got to know one thing. I'm delighted to hear from you again. All right. I tell you what, let's get together again later on in the week since you're back and hear that Sheik on the phone again.
Well, shout out to JJ and Big Show. They've been pushing me to call, and I've been like, they're far listening. Actually. So I've been like lax because I've been working a lot, but I got you, Ronbo.
What would you got time?
I always have love for you.
Same here,
exactly.
pal.
Before I go, you missed you too. I love you, man. 49ers number one. Winning the Super Bowl is number one, but the trade section, get over it.
That's so harsh. He's still working. All right, Sheik. Talk to you later.
For Ronbo Sports. Go Niners.
There he is. Good night, Sheik. And Breezy, you're absolutely right. I saw that post. I am not getting caught in that crossfire again. That was just crazy. Hey, Casey.
Hello?
Casey's probably collecting on another series of bets that he just collected on. You want to hang out with Case right now, so when he gets ready to go eat dinner, it's not going to be at a 2 or 3 star restaurant. He's going to be at the 4s. Hey, Case.
What's shaking, Ronbo?
Casey, man, you. Casey, man, we're looking at the picture so far as we're starting to get near that day when the butterflies are going to return to our stomach as watching the game. We're going to sit and say, oh, man, guys, we got this game up. We just got to hold. The 49ers are 27-17, pretty safe lead. We got a few minutes to go. Here comes Jake Moody. This extra point will ice it. Here comes Jake Moody. And, I know how you feel about special teams people anyway. Here comes Jake Moody. I could probably hear you as you can hear me yelling, if he goes in there and he chokes, and Robbie's sitting at home laughing, I'm going to say, you know what? God dang it, Coach, get Robbie back here. This is not working. You already traded Zane. You got something for him. What are we going to do now? I'm putting myself under stress. I don't need to put myself under stress. Casey, would you please take over here? It hasn't even happened yet, and I'm already predicting it. Shame on you, Ronbo. It's not going to happen. Jake's going to be okay. I take it back, fam. Go ahead. Case, I'm done. I'm scared.
Well, Ronbo, I'm concerned too, Ronbo. It was a little turbulent of a debut there, wasn't it?
Oh, God, yes. That was only the first time I seen him. Yeah. I missed the Raider game. Oh my God.
I'm sure glad that TDP got it 10 yards closer there at the end, because if it had to be a 40-yard kick, I don't know if it would have made it there. But
Kyle made him do it. Remember, Case? We would have kept trying to get into the end zone, but Kyle wanted Jake to work because he didn't care if we won or lost that game. Just make Jake get out here and kick this field goal. Because remember, they took a knee.
I mean, I think Kyle cared. I definitely think Kyle cared.
No. But why did he make Jake? He forced it. He could have got even closer, if nothing else. He didn't want to. Yeah. Take a knee, guys. All right. What's the clock to? Take another knee. What are you doing, Kyle? Yeah. Oh, I see what you want Jake to kick it, don't you? And sure enough, that was what he did.
Yeah. Well, I got pissed when they were down. I got pissed when they were down 13-9, and Kyle decided to kick the field goal with like 6 minutes left. But it's Kyle's had a couple of those decisions over the years where it's really paid off, and this was one of them. That one time in week 18 or whatever it was, week 18 when he punted with a minute left versus the Rams. Kyle knows what he's doing. He just he's just got to play to win. Of course it's a preseason game, and you don't necessarily play to win in the same fashion, but there was a time in that third quarter where I was thinking, geez, Kyle freaking start to air it out and whatnot. That one part where they when they I think it was right at the half, the start of the second half, and they showed Trey on the sideline. I had a terrible feeling right when Donald threw that interception, but going back and looking at highlights and everything, I think all three of them
actually played really well, and I think there is
Yeah, pretty much.
There is a clear disparity between Brock and the other two quarterbacks, and geez, man, I think I'm going to be scared if Darnold's the second quarterback. I think Trey's going to play a bigger part this year than a lot of us might be thinking. Just from a contract standpoint, I really hope Trey has a good season. I mean, the guy's making significantly more money than Brock, and Brock is
Darnold. Isn't Trey getting 10?
So,
I think.
Something around there, like 9 or 10. But you know, like if you just look at the signing bonus alone, Brock Purdy's signing bonus is like $20,000, and Trey's is $5 million, Ronbo. So there's, you know, I think there is a real kind of unspoken layer amongst the quarterback room of Trey is supposed to do good, and if Trey doesn't do good,
you picked him number 3.
You know, and then on top of it, Trey's kind of that new Jimmy, where you know they're kind of
we're ragging him.
They're not in no man's land, but you know, God forbid Trey gets another injury or something.
Not even that much.
Trey,
if he throws another pick, period. One thing we do not forgive when we don't like a quarterback is a pick.
Yeah, and between the three of them, there's really only going to be one 9-digit contract given out, and it's as long as Purdy stays alive, it's going to be him. But it just looking at it from a numbers standpoint, it seems like they're not going to win the Super Bowl until they figure out what to do with Trey. I don't know how else to say.
Case, don't say that. We're in line for it.
I don't know. It's just because here's the thing: if Purdy wins the Super Bowl, then what do you do with Trey? Or if Trey comes in and Trey wins the Super Bowl, then what do you do with, you know?
That'll be
they're kind of stuck.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, best case scenario, Purdy wins the Super Bowl, right? I mean,
they're going to renegotiate his contract if that happens. His agent will be in that office so fast that they could put security outside and iron 20-foot iron doors. He'll get through that.
It's really it's really crazy what Purdy has done. You know, to win as many games as he had, and to have less than $1 million under his belt, you know, going into his now second season, taking the reins of the San Francisco 49ers.
And he could complain too. He didn't. He's not complaining.
No, yeah, no. This is who Purdy is. I mean, the guy's groomed for this role. I don't know, man. They just got to stay healthy. That's been the Niners thing for a long time. You know, with all their quarterbacks, every single one of them.
Yeah. And can it please change this year, Casey? Sick of that. Oh. And if it's not the quarterbacks, it's another key player. Or two. Or
I mean,
three.
as far everything, you know, if everything tells me that we're going to be on quarterback number 4 by week 5, right? You know.
Guys, you cannot say things like that.
I don't know, man.
Not gonna happen.
I don't know what. I don't know what Big Show's thinking. We're going to need Juice as the 4th quarterback on the roster. I mean, why does Juice get so much hate, Ronbo? You know, this guy's like the Swiss Army knife. There's nothing wrong that Juice does. He does everything really well. But, you know, we got all these
a lot of things.
Call this that we don't need Juice and all this stuff. Damn it, we need Juice.
I think so. He's just not the glory boy out there. He's doing the grunt work, and a lot of people don't appreciate the work he's having to do.
And every time he gets the ball, it's incredible.
Oh, I know, right? Makes some fantastic catches sometimes.
Or the stiff arm and stuff. I mean, come on, man. We hating on Juice, man. It must be pretty good, Ronbo. We hating on Juice.
I know.
It must be pretty good.
That's the truth. Case, I'll see you tomorrow if Nick gets signed. Otherwise, I'll see you the day after tomorrow.
Okay, Ronbo. I'm gonna be checking my phone for those YouTube. Make sure you're having a show tonight. I'm gonna be like, hey, babe, Ronbo's on. You know, it's my favorite part of the night.
Don't mention me. She's gonna beat you up for it. That's okay. She'll beat you up, not me.
I'll be right there. Just 1 second. One minute. Okay. All right, Ronbo.
You're too nice, Case.
You have a good night.
You too, fam. You know, Juice is probably not gonna leave. You know, Coletto's good from what I can see, but I don't know if he's a Juice. Hey, Alice. Elvis. Oh, Elvis. Jamie. Get in there, Jamie.
Hey, Ronbo.
Jamie, I saw you chiming in on that post by the what Gab as far as Coletto goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's so funny, Jamie. I don't know about you, but I do have attachments to players. After a while, I've been getting flack about that. Ronbo, man, it's the name on the back, on the front of the jersey, not the back. Okay, the thing is, I like Juice. I love the hell out of Jimmy. And, I don't like watching DJ Jones over in Colorado.
No,
I
definitely don't like that one.
Yeah, I don't like to see our guys leave, especially when we started with them.
Nope.
Shanahan started with them, got them to this point. So to talk about, in such a flippant fashion, saying goodbye to Juice, I don't know how people do that. I don't want Juice leaving.
No.
Unless he leaves with a ring.
No, we don't want him leaving.
He wants to quit. But I guess it is a realistic concern.
No, Juice doesn't look like he's slowing down to me. I mean, he'd go out there and play the same way he did last year.
Yeah, Grizzly.
I mean, why? Why would you let him go?
I wouldn't.
Unless he's too expensive.
I wonder what he's asking. Does his contract does it expire next year? How many years has he been with? Kittle's contract is coming up
the last one.
At the most, both of them have just 2 seasons to go, and what you don't want to do is wait until the last year of their contract. So you might want to consider renewing their contracts as early as next year, if you're going to.
Yeah.
Or like Grant Cohn says, George Kittle.
Try to sign him at a little bit of a discount because you have all these players. Like, you have all these players that can replace him now. And he sees all these players on the field with him, He knows that they're getting bigger, faster, stronger,
Yeah.
So he might sign for maybe $5 million for a couple years and keep him for 2 more years and just use up the rest of his career, Why not?
Or also get in competition with another team will try.
Yeah.
Who would try to? Well, you know what? Who would try to sign Juice for more than the 49ers? Because most teams don't use a fullback. So Juice has a disadvantage there. If I offer Juice X amount of money that I can afford, he pretty much has to take it. Actually.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking if they offered him $5 million each year, I think he would sign another 2-year contract or something like that. Just a small contract.
Because he's not going to get anywhere else.
He would be happy with that. No, he's not going to get a long contract. What is he, like 30?
Yeah, or even a $5 million contract. Teams don't use fullbacks, Jimmy. Kyle does. Huh.
Like you say, I was talking about that Coletto guy. I watched him in Oregon State because Oregon State is my college team that I watch.
Right.
And that guy, he can play offense. He can play defense. He can play fullback. He can play tight end. I think I even seen him play quarterback a couple times. And the guy's he can play special teams, and he's good at every position. He's not a negative on anything. He's at least a net positive of some, a little bit, at least a net positive by a little bit on each position he played.
I know.
You can't keep him off the roster.
2.0, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You can't put him on the
off the
practice squad.
roster because no, somebody will take him. He's too good. He's out there. I had to record the game because I missed it, so I had to wait for it on NFL Network and recorded it so I could sit down and watch the whole game. Because I don't remember what I was doing. I missed the game. But you see Coletto, he gets one ball. And he snatches that and runs a guy over and gets the first down. And
that was him getting a touchdown,
I don't know how good a blocker he is.
He's number 33, right?
Yeah. I think he got the touchdown, yeah.
He did. First thing I said, who is that? I didn't know who he was.
Yeah. Yeah. And, earlier they were talking about when Ayuk ran out on the field. I forgot who was talking about that.
Everybody.
He didn't run out on the field because of Trey. He ran out because of the tight end that caught the ball. What the heck's his name? The one that keeps dropping everything?
Oh, Latu.
Latu caught that. That's why the what's his name ran out on the field because Latu got a touchdown. It had nothing to do with Trey.
And you know what?
That's like the second ball he caught all season.
Exactly. I was saying, because between the two, Latu has been the one messing up way more than Trey. So, you know, that makes sense, actually.
Like, I would have flushed him like 2 weeks ago.
And he does that in practice, too. Damn it.
Yeah, he can't catch the ball anywhere. And he actually caught a couple passes, and he didn't drop them, you know? So that's why Ayuk was going out there. He's like, yeah, the guy finally caught a ball.
He got flagged. So, yeah. But see, hey, Jamie, here's what I'm talking about. Why does Sean McVay get away with what he did year before last? McVay is almost
constantly
behind the line of scrimmage running on the field, congratulating his players. No flag on him.
Yeah.
Ayuk does it, and we get flagged. The spot, the infraction will be enforced at where the ball. I said, why? You know, you guys are something else. McVay did that. You didn't say anything.
Isn't this the preseason refs? Like, these aren't the real refs, is it?
Yeah, good point.
Or did they swap them out already?
You know, I didn't pay that.
I know that. I think the last preseason game, they actually cut down the refs, and you get the real refs from the NFL or whatever. So
they should.
This is the preseason for them too.
Yeah.
Here, before I get off here, I got one more thing to say.
Go ahead.
You know, my Ronnie Bell.
Yeah.
You notice everybody's starting to like him, huh?
Starting? I'm thinking it's way past that now.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I can see that. I seen Jennings, and now everybody sees Jennings. Last year when we got Gray, I didn't say a word. This year we got Bell, and I was touting Bell. I think Bell might be the missing piece that we needed, Ronbo.
I like him a lot.
His route running is elite.
It's obscene.
Him and Ayuk both are right there together with the route running. He is open all the time.
All the time. I'm loving it.
And did you see the way what's his name was locked in on him? Trey Lance.
Yeah.
Trey Lance, he loves Bell.
Well, you know what? Him and Darnold, and I kept yelling the whole time, look for Bell, because I didn't trust anybody else. Look for Bell! Come on! Because Bell was always somewhere.
Just throw it to Bell, and you'll make it down the field. Like, that's it. And he's open every play.
Yeah.
Because he's so good at his routes.
Just don't throw it too high. Now, he's going to have to work on that. He's got to make those hard catches.
Well, you notice the ones that he misses, he's got to fix this. It's only the ones that are coming right for his face. That both times when they're coming straight at his eyeballs, it's like he gets cross-eyed or something and misses them.
And maybe he does have a vision problem. Maybe he didn't see it. It's blurred as it gets too close.
Yeah, when it's coming directly at his face, he don't see it right or something. Like, he gets his hands on it, but it bounces off his face. Yeah, so don't throw it at his face.
Oh, God.
If it doesn't hit him in the forehead, he won't drop it.
Well, Jamie,
that's hilarious.
We both agree on Bell. I think he's going to be a return guy because I don't know if Ray-Ray's going to make it back in time for week 1. They say he might, but I don't want him back there with a broken wrist. The ball's going to kill him when it comes down. No. So
if it was me, I like D. Winters, I like Bell, and I like Coletto to make the team.
Mm-hmm. And
D. Winters is balling. He's making plays every time he's out there. They call his name on the announcers.
I know, never ghost. I know, I agree. All right, Jamie, always a pleasure. Let's as I said, if Nick signs between now and tomorrow, I'll see you tomorrow. Otherwise, the day after.
Okay, I'll talk to you then.
Looking forward to it.
Bye.
Night, fam. See, I'm trying to get things. Good luck means things like this. You got to say, if Nick signs between now and tomorrow, I'll see you tomorrow. There's a big show saying things like, don't be getting fans all emotional over juice. It's purely a business decision. This happens to every team. They move on from aging players. So, I know that's right. I can't do it. I like Juice. We've had him for too long. It's like, if you have a dog and somebody comes and says, I'll give you $5,000 for that dog. You ain't going to be out of no money today, buddy, because I'm not selling that dog. Hey, let's get DB. Got your dark brother on here. Hey, what's up, fam?
Hey, Ronbo, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Come on in.
Hey, man, I saw what I needed to see on Saturday. I saw Trey Lance being pretty close in his performance to Sam Darnold. I call it even, right? Let's call it even.
Okay.
So, but the way the team reacted when Trey Lance threw that touchdown, that's a vote for Trey Lance, man. I don't care who won the quarterback competition. The team wants Trey Lance to be number 2. It's obvious the way they ran on the field like that, and Kyle always listens to his star players, and obviously his star player wants Trey Lance as number 2. So this is the way it's going to be. Purdy, number 1, Trey Lance, number 2, and Donald, number 3. And we don't owe Donald anything, He came here, signed a $5 million contract for 1 year. He didn't break his leg last year for the 49ers, Trey did, right?
True.
Trey put in all that blood, sweat, and tears for the team. So if it's even, he's going to get the number 2 spots. And I'm happy with that. Because we don't owe Donald anything. All we owe him is $5 million and a spot on the team. And that's the way I feel about it. I don't need to see anymore. Trey did enough for the number 2 spot. And I think the team feels the same way.
Could be.
What do you say about that?
Could be. I do know that the entire team supports Trey. They always have. Some people were saying things contrary to that. But no, they've always supported Trey. They've always wanted him. I don't know how the team feels about Darnold. You don't hear anything said one way or the other about Sam Darnold. But Trey, the team's always embraced Trey. He's been there too long for him not to. Everybody hopes to succeed. Brock actually displayed his feelings the other day about Trey as well. So, yeah. I don't
know.
There's no love lost between Trey and
I never see the team react that way when Donald threw a touchdown.
No.
That's something unusual, man.
Well,
and, he's been hanging out with IU for a long time, too. He hung out with IU for two summers. They practiced together. Those guys are tight. And Ayuk is arguably the best wide receiver we have on the team right now.
Technique-wise, he is. Yeah. DJ.
He's better than Deebo, I think.
As far as going out and running route, for sure. But Deebo is in a class by itself after he gets that ball, whenever he makes the catch. I give them both the same grade for their skill sets. Now, between which one's the biggest bruiser, Deebo, no doubt about it. For which one that can run the best route, IU, no doubt about it. Having them both on the same team along with Christian McCaffrey, priceless.
Now look at it from a different angle. Now look at it from an NFL political angle, right? So if they bump Trey down to number 3 or cut him from the team, right? You know how much politics, the media is going to be all over their ass, like Lynch and Shanahan, for drafting Trey Lance for all that, first round capitals, and then having to cut him or put him in as number 3 QB.
They're not going to cut him. There's no chance of that.
Well, I don't even think they want to risk putting him at number 3 QB. Also, they don't want all that media attention. They're gonna have to let him be number 2.
You know what?
And in a way, they kind of owe the kid. Like if he waited for a year, like they wanted him to, and then he broke his leg, for the team. There used to be a policy, when Walsh was running the team, Bill Walsh, where if you're a starter, you don't automatically lose your starting spot, from an injury. You get to come back when you healed up to compete for that job, the starting job. That's no longer the policy, but that's the way Bill Walsh used to handle things. When a starter gets hurt in a game, he has a chance to come back and not get the job, but to compete for the job.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't. When do we have a quarterback ever that came in and won as many games as Brock Purdy did, and then pull him? It would have been the same thing had Trey came in for Jimmy.
I think when Garcia came in, initially for Young, he won a bunch of games. I think he took us to the playoffs like his first 2 out of 3 years.
Yeah, but Young, wasn't he on his?
Garcia was
After
just almost as good as Purdy. You know, I'd say even better because you know they didn't have as good of a team when Garcia was taking over the team. You know.
No, Purdy's had the best team that any quarterback could walk into, actually.
But
yeah.
Garcia did hella good. You know, his records, his win-loss record, his first 2-3 years was hella good.
Yeah.
It was like I would say like I think he got like he won like 8 out of 10.
Yeah, well, no, he went to the Pro Bowl. Yeah,
he went to the Pro Bowl several times.
Yeah. So,
One as an alternate.
Yeah, but the situation in football now is shifted a little bit. Actually, one great point that you did make is regarding Trey, you can't put him at number 3 because the fact of the matter is, whatever you're trying to get out of him will be shattered. He will have no confidence going forward if he loses out to Sam Darnold. That is a worry.
Not only that, but you don't gain that much in performance from going from Lance to Darnold at the number 2 spot. You know, they're kind of even.
Well,
in my opinion.
The only thing is I need to see Trey against the 1s and 2s. Now, we're seeing Sam and Brock against the 1s and 2s. Now, when Trey gets on there at number 3, he's not dealing with the same level of competition. That's going to change this week, though. I think Trey's starting. No, Brock's starting, and then Trey comes right in, and then Darnold finishes the game up. Or Brindle. I'm not Brindle, but that third.
Hey, Ronbo, before you let me go, can you answer me this one question? How come every single former Kyle Shanahan, starting quarterback like Jimmy G, C.J. Beathard, and Nick Mullen, all those guys, they're all like hella good after they leave our team? Can you explain that? Okay, talk to you later. I'll listen to that on the air.
All right, Phil. Talk to you later. And what he just mentioned is we've talked about this. I've been talking about this for a long time, but I was getting shut down. I said, you know what? I said it a million times. I said, when Jimmy first came, it was straight money. And then he started trying to learn Kyle Shanahan's offense, and all of a sudden we see this version of Jimmy, and everybody claimed, you know what you're talking about? He regressed. He regressed in 3 months. I don't think that's even possible. So, yes, Kyle has a structure he wants you to work within. You need to follow it to the letter in the beginning because he wants to lead you around. He doesn't feel like any quarterback coming in new is capable of running his system better than he is. Now, if you go down the line a few years, actually, Jimmy G left just about the time that he could probably run Kyle Shanahan's offense the way Kyle wants it to, and he might back off of him because Jimmy's coming down the stretch. No matter what anybody says, Jimmy was running that offense, and the 49ers were holding that down. But he left. Now he's got a new guy. Okay, now here's what I want you to do. Do this, 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 and this. And Kyle's so X's and O, he writes it down and tells you, here's what's going to happen. Boom, 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 boom. And you're going to score the touchdown if you do this way. So that's what it's going to be until Brock can break out from underneath Kyle and let Kyle trust him. And that's what it is with Kyle. He's got to believe in you enough to leave you alone. It's going to take a while. So we'll see. Hey, yo, Ellis.
What's up, Ron Bizzle?
Ellis, man, we're sitting looking at today's workout and coming up with things we're working out, and looking at things starting to form. Deebo and Brock Purdy was doing like they didn't throw to anybody else today. I think it was 3 or 4 throws to other people, but it was all about Brock and Deebo in practice today. So that lets everybody know where Shanahan's going with that. And we had some people come back today. Remember during the game I said, hey, did anybody see Javon today? Somebody said, yeah, he was out there for a few snaps. I said, what? How did I miss him? Nah, Javon was at home sick with something. Talking too much. Javon, yeah, I'm out here to do it. Javon, you ain't out here to do that talk, man. Show us. So, you know. And also, Coletto. Yeah, it was Coletto. Big Show's already got him out. Got Juice gone next year. And claims it's all business. nothing personal. Is Juice going to be a cap casualty next year? We have to start looking realistically as cap casualties next year. You remember Grant Cohn said George Kittle would not finish his career in San Francisco. He said that before the season started. Scary times. What are you thinking, fam?
Yeah, I mean, Jack Leto looks good. He looks a little bigger than Kyle Juszczyk, so
I think he is.
I hope he's
That boy plays
I hope
defense.
he's studying. I hope he's really studying hard, and you know, he needs to learn the tendencies and you know, just the various you know, ins and outs of that position and stuff, you know, the instincts and all of the different, you know, nuances that come with that position, so that, you know, he can be you know, he can have an opportunity to be you know, a great replacement, you know what I mean, a feasible enough replacement for, you know, Juszczyk, because he's a lot of the reason why we've been able to have a successful offense in any way, shape, or form.
Yes.
You know, between him and George Kittle, before Trent even got here, him and George Kittle were a lot of the reason why we had an effective run game. You know, if you take George and you take Juice out of the equation,
Yes.
you know, our run game
Are we
is
still running like that?
is looking shaky. You know, but yeah, what else you were talking about? Were you talking about the practice today?
Yeah, we were talking about whatever the quarterback split up everything they did, and it made it clear. You can see the order coming in to focus of the depth anyway. So yeah. I don't know. It's a point that we're never going to stop talking about. Every year we're going to talk about the quarterback situation. But when the dust settles, just where do you think this is going to end up as far as 1, 2, and 3?
I mean, you know, it's for me, I prefer, you know, well, what I see is Brock definitely being number one. I don't think that's arguable right now. And as far as the 2 and the 3 spot, with the thing that Sam Darnold has working into his favor, I think, is his experience. Even though he's got almost 100 turnovers in total between interceptions and fumbles. Yeah, I think it's like 8 in the 90s or something like that. If you include his fumbles with his interceptions, make sure you jot that down, everybody. But anyway, but no, I'm thinking because of the experience and, you know, his ability that he does have, you know, he can make some plays, he can do some things. So it feels like it's leaning towards him. I wouldn't prefer it. I would rather it be Trey, you know, being our second QB, but it looked like it could be Sam. This game right here, I think, is going to be the main determining factor of it all. And yeah, man, I mean, you know, Kyle may keep a fourth quarterback, but it's going to be Sam, Trey, and Brock that are our quarterbacks. That I know for sure. I mean, Trey's not getting cut. Sam's not getting cut.
No.
Yeah, they may keep Brandon Allen. I think it would be good to have if he's willing to hang out. And I mean, you know, shit, you're signed to the 49ers. I mean, even if you're not really playing, it's, you know, it's kind of part of the business. He's not in the top or the upper echelon of you know, the QB pool and you know, whatnot. So, you know, he's got to play his position. You know what I'm saying? Which if that's practice squad until.
Now. So, because this way, if they do put him on the practice squad, ain't nobody going to steal him. I think that's the case.
Yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is. I think that, you know, whatever is going to happen there, I don't know if we're going to be able to have a full season of a healthy Brock. I feel like something's going to happen, man. I don't want it to, though, honestly, because, you know, the pressure and the rhythm that he does have with the offense, it's good. It's timely. You know, like I said, that rhythmic flow of the offense, and then, you know, he does a little razzle dazzle here and there, you know, moving out of the pocket, stuff like that. You know, it's good, and it's, you know, it's some quality work that he puts in. So I would hate to see, us have to go through that and see what's going to happen if we have Sam come in at 2. If that's how it is, I would look forward to seeing what Trey's going to do coming in at 2. But, it's going to be a scary season because let's keep in mind, our defensive line is suspect, at least from the second string on. We don't know what our first string defensive line is going to look like throughout a full game. Now we got T.Y. McGill. I'm thankful that we have him. I hope Kalia Davis can come through and help on that defensive line. But these teams are going to be going up the gut on us all fucking season long. And I mean, I don't want us to be allowing 200-300 yards a game, for teams to be able to run on us. Yeah. That's not something that I look forward to, honestly. Our secondary, I don't think is going to really be getting, picked apart like that. But teams will be going deep on us, and we don't have just a smooth and easy schedule with nobody else. Oh, thank you, my man. I appreciate that. Yes, sir. You too. But I'm not really concerned, like I said, about the secondary, but the defensive line and our offensive line. Just as a whole, our starting offensive line, are we gonna, when one guy goes down? I mean, if we lose Trent, if we lose, Spencer Burford, I mean, what's going to happen? What's going to happen to the line? I think those are the most two concerning positions. Not linebacker,
offensive line.
Not the secondary. Yeah. I'm talking about both.
Okay.
I'm concerned about both the offensive line and the defensive line. I am concerned about both.
Now, keep in mind, Keith Wilkes is holding back. From that interview I saw and read today, you're not seeing the defense you're going to see in a couple of weeks. Wilkes is like, he's one of them old school dudes. Y'all go think you can do anything you want against my defense, but I got news for you. So don't be prepared to that defense get shredded. Not going to happen. I would bet on that. The offensive line, though, fam, I can't offer no argument whatsoever. I'm worried to death about them. Oh, especially that right side.
Well, the personnel. I mean, Wilkes is one thing, depending on what what type of defense he's running and what have you. But is he choosing the right defenses? Is he picking the right plays? And then as the personnel, our personnel defensively doing what it is we need to do? Because a lot of the time we didn't have that problem. The past couple of years we've been kind of spoiled, not just with the depth, but with our personnel and the different, second, third, and on string have been able to do once guys come in. Not just our defensive coordinators. And we've been able to benefit from that. So this is going to be experimental as far as what we see with Wilkes.
Yeah, but the thing is, what you're seeing now from the way Wilkes is talking, and I didn't anticipate this. The way Wilkes is talking, he's got a plan in progress already. What you're seeing now is not going to resemble what you're going to see in a couple of weeks. He's already gotten packages.
Well, hopefully he's not just talking like Javon.
Well, see, when's the last time you've seen Wilkes have a bad defense? Now, you've seen him on Cardinals. You've seen him with the Panthers. Where else has he been? When's the last time you've seen a bad defense from Wilkes?
I mean, shit. What was the score when we played them last year? Tell me that.
We played the Panthers. Didn't we narrowly escape? Yeah.
I don't think so. I think we spanked them by almost 20, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody put the score in the chat. Ronbo, you check it out. Tell me what you see.
I was a little concerned about that game because I was concerned about it before we went into that game. He had lost a couple of key personnel pieces too, and I was still worried.
J.C. Horn was missing.
Yeah, I watched
but they had Brian Burns. They had Derek Brown, it's not Derek Brown. It's the other one. I can't remember. That defensive lineman from Auburn. Yeah. He was really good. Maybe that's what his name was. But I don't know. We'll see, Ronbo.
He's got better personnel. He even said it. I got better personnel now than I've ever had. So
and we got Nick Bosa. So there will be some things, but the concern is when people start getting hurt. That's going to be the problem.
Always. I mean, that's always the biggest problem.
We lost 3 starters last year. We lost 3 starters on the defensive line from last season, and the only like real great replacement that I see thus far has been T.Y. McGill. Hargrave, of course. Yeah, we got him. He's one. But T.Y. McGill, and hopefully we can get something out of Kalia Davis. I heard that he's, come back to practice and stuff like that. But we need, we need to make sure that we got this defensive line together. Week one's going to be, is going to tell us a lot. And we're playing the Steelers. We're playing a great team. We're not. I know we've been picked to. We've been saying we're going to win 13, 14 games this season, man.
Show, though. Yep.
We're playing some great teams this year. So.
All right, Ellis. Well, I'll tell you what. If Nick signs, I'll see you tomorrow. I keep saying that. I'm trying to talk it into existence. If not, I'll see you the day after tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah. No, and look, man, Ronnie Bell. I know you heard some. You said show. I heard you say something about show. Was talking about Ronnie Bell. I was talking about Ronnie Bell too when we drafted him, and that I was excited about him, and he reminded me like of Amon-Ra St. Brown out there in Detroit. But that's a promising piece right there that we can look forward to having on this team. So I'm excited about him being there, and I hope Elijah Mitchell comes back and stays healthy for us, man, because we need him right now.
2-3 week games.
We need him
hurt.
for real.
At least he doesn't stay out. Anyway.
All
right, fam.
All right, fam.
Hope to see you
Appreciate
tomorrow.
you.
All right. Night, Ellis.
Yeah. I'll be here. I'll be here. Shout out to the faithful. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe. You know where you at. Thank you for the platform, fam. Shout out production.
And shout out to that squad too. All right, fam.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Peace.
And hey, Justin, get in here.
What's going on, Ronbo?
Justin, we're speculation as we always do. We got a couple weeks ago, and who's going to make the final 53? Who are some of the names? We've got so many guys. That wide receiver room has got a lot of talent. What's that guy that every time you look up, you hear his name? We got one who's not Bell's making the team. I'm not even talking about him. There's another guy. Is it Tay Martin? I think that's him.
It's Tay.
Yeah, when you're not hearing Bell's name, you're hearing Tay Martin. So I say,
I'm a bit, with these signings we just signed, because we just signed a running back, Brian Hill. He played in XFL, and then you signed a wide receiver from. He played with the Bears last time, and he played with the Colts. I believe that's the receiver everybody wanted us to take over Dante Pettis, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly.
No. The Cardinals took the receiver that everybody thought we should have taken.
Isabella.
No. I think he's out of Cardinalville now too. I think they just moved him. But he was tougher than Dante. And he was just every bit as productive. And we're sitting there thinking, we got Pettis. And what was his name? Chat, help me. What that receiver that went to Arizona that year that we picked up Pettis. But anyway, yeah. Pettis was like, I thought he was going to be special too, though. When we got him, I was delighted.
No, I just, it's, I think from what I remember from Brian Hill, he was pretty fast. It looks like Jeremy Nichols is not going to make the team. He's got the hamstring.
Oh, no. You can't have a hamstring now is right. Yeah, he's out.
Yeah, and so, and then Elijah Mitchell still nursing his injury.
No, he's back. He worked out today.
He worked out today. Well, you know what? Don't even sit him up for preseason week 1. Our preseason week.
No.
Don't even do it. Just let him have it. You know what? Even though he's not a vet, you know what? We have to bubble wrap him, okay? Because it's getting to that point where you just have to bubble wrap him wherever he goes. You have to monitor where he goes. You have to monitor what he does, because this dude, for whatever reason, cannot stay healthy.
And carry him his legs. Here, let's go ahead and get up here. All right, we don't want you walking from point A to point B. God, he just can't. But Mason looks good though. Yeah. I like Mason's running style.
I want to talk about a factor that I think you've been neglecting. I think you've been neglecting.
Okay.
I think you're neglecting it. And I'm on your Ronbo because I expect you to be honest. Okay, Ronbo. Ty Davis Price's pass protection is not existent. Ty Davis Price, he's a fantastic runner right now.
but his pass protecting is not subpar at best.
Which I'm not paying attention to, so you're right. And I know it must have got him in trouble last year. Kyle is serious about the little details of every position. If you can't run black as a wide receiver or a running back, you're not going to play. I don't care how good you are at your job. You got to do that to add to your job. So, yeah, you're probably right.
Yes, that's the reason why Brock freaking got sacked. Is because Price went to the right instead of in, and Price just let the defender go, and then Brock was like, "Oh fuck, I'm flashed."
That's been.
I literally have flashback on my goal. There he goes. There he goes.
That was pointed out.
There's.
Yep.
So like it's Price is a fantastic runner at LSU, but the biggest thing on his grade level was his blocking. I remember that in LSU. He was not good at pass blocking. It's been like that since college, but I thought it was a gamble when we took him. What was it, second round or third?
Third. We got this thing about picking up running backs at third round. I'm glad they didn't do it this year. God.
Yeah, and I thought it was a gamble. I really thought it was a gamble, and then we did that. I was like, okay, we'll see how it goes. And he's gonna have a good bounce back year, I think, for running. But he really needs to work on the pass blocking. And same thing for I don't think Poe's going to make it. I know we protected him all season long last year, but I think it's kind of a wasted project because Poe has not looked good these last 2 weeks. He is not hitting defenders. He's not.
People whiffing him.
Yes, and so that's a huge factor. It's kind of these things with the project with the 49ers. It's just like when we have projects, it just doesn't seem to work out at all.
True. That's so many cases like that.
Yeah,
all the way back to Solomon Thomas.
And there we go with Solomon Thomas. I will never forget that. Yeah, that hurts. That hurts still. That hurts. Because we could have taken McCaffrey. We could have had a good running game that year. Because if you remember, we had a terrible running game that year with Carlos Hyde.
I know.
That was terrible.
And that's why we didn't draft McCaffrey, because we thought we had Carlos Hyde. We'd be fine. And then Reuben Foster, he pooped in the bed. Pettis.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was a...
Trent.
But I got to ask you, Ronbo. I got to ask you.
But he would have been...
I got to ask you a question about Ronbo. What would be the worst first-round pick? Do you think it's going to be Solomon Thomas, or do you think it's going to be Kinlaw? Because I don't think Kinlaw is return.
You know what? Kinlaw is actually beating Solomon. Thomas did come out there and give you some work. Javon's, has he played, but how many games has Javon Kinlaw played for us so far?
Not much.
So, yeah, Javon wins that matchup right now between him and Solomon Thomas. Solomon Thomas wasn't all that awful. They were playing him out of position, though.
Mm-hmm.
Putting him out on the edge. Thomas was an inside guy, but for the NFL, maybe not, because he was going to get blocked.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a real problem with that. At any rate, Javon has got all the size he needs. He's just not using it. Javon's doing a lot of talk, and he really talks up a big show. Javon, stop talking and get out there, and please get some work in.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. It's something that bothers me because Kinlaw, he was supposed to be Buckner's replacement because Kinlaw was cheaper than what Buckner was asking for. But at the end of the day, we gave to Hargrave, and so it is what it is, I guess.
And nothing we can do about it now.
Some of these first round drafts make you scratch your head, and I think Kinlaw was going to be scratching my head for a little bit because we could have had Tristan Wirfs. We could have had a replacement for Trent.
I know. Wirfs came out he came out fabulous in his first year too, and it usually takes offensive linemen at least a little seasoning. And he came right out looking good.
How hard it is, and you know how hard it is to find good offensive linemen.
Oh, it's really difficult.
Yes, sir.
And if you do, you can overpay for one.
Huh? What happened?
Or you can go to another team and get one that's already established a reputation, and now you got to pay through the nose just to get him on your team now. So your drafting has to be really careful, and the 49ers cannot wait till the third and fourth round anymore to get an offensive lineman. Next year, that first-round pick better be an offensive lineman of high caliber. Has to be.
Well, I don't think they're going to draft. I don't think they're going to draft an offensive lineman. I mean, look what happened with Lindsey. He was good for like 2 years.
You know what?
I think they're scarred.
It's got to be the best in the available, and they're going to have to draft up to get him. They cannot go another. Trent Williams he could leave us anytime. He could leave us as early as next season. If the 49ers win a Super Bowl this year, Trent's out of here. Now, what do you got on your edges? Oh my God! See, that's why they gotta.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, that's one of the things I think that's going to be discussed. Like I know we always don't correct me if I'm wrong. I think we do a draft before every trade deadline, right? Like every year we do a trade before the trade deadline. I don't think there's a year we didn't do the trade. I don't think there's a year.
Well, we didn't this year.
Yeah,
we didn't have anything. We were like the Rams. We didn't have anything to trade.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you go, Ronbo. You have a good day. Hopefully Nick Bosa gets paid, so we can stop talking about this and focus on focus on the Charger game, and then focus on beating the Steelers.
All right. Give my best to Eddie E, and I'll see you hopefully tomorrow because Nick is signing within the next few hours. I don't know why they do late night signings.
Yes, sir.
Gets to get away from the media.
Yes, sir. All right. Hey, Ronbo, bring back the cat intro. I missed that cat intro.
All right. MC. All right, fam. Hey, let's go check. Hey, Thomas.
Hey, Ronbo, is it okay if you give me on the next call?
Okay.
Sorry, I'll be ready in a couple of minutes.
No problem. We'll be back.
I'll be ready.
All right. And
Thank you.
No problem. Okay. Hey, Tony.
Ronbo, good evening. I got some more good news as far as the Rams for you later.
Leon, I mean, anything good news about the Rams, I'm delighted, please.
Good news for us and your team, bad news for them. Well,
it.
week one, Ronbo, remember I was telling you about Stetson Bennett threw that 55-yard pick six. They ran back the other way.
Yep.
Well,
I looked at it.
Week one, go to YouTube and look up Isaiah Spiller, running back Isaiah Spiller for the Chargers. Ronbo, he ran a 71-yard masterpiece for a touchdown off a left tackle.
Yeah.
They called it back because of penalty. Right up the gut.
Yeah. You know what? I looked at some of the highlights already, and they continually ran around I don't know how slow they are in LA now, but they continued to run around each edge as far as they wanted to go until the secondary came up and made the play. I said, Rams, you guys don't like people running on you, do you? You never did, and now you look worse than ever.
Oh, this one was up the gut. It was between the guard and the center on the left side.
I will go see that.
Ronbo,
I got to post it up.
It's going to be a long year in Inglewood, Ronbo, a long year.
And they'll still be talking about the year before last Super Bowl as if it was going to, like they can talk about that forever. The Hawks did the same thing. The Hawks was talking all major trash after that Super Bowl. Hey, 49ers, man, you got to dust off them old nasty, dirty, stinky devils. They're not even made out of gold, man. When are you guys going to get a Super Bowl? They were just going on and on. 10 years later. What happened, Hawks?
And look at y'all's organization, Ronbo. Y'all's players are loyal to y'all. They even won the Super Bowl, and their players won it out the year after. They won it out of there.
Left in droves. Richard Sherman came and joined us. You know, so you know.
They said, "Get me out."
Yeah, Rams the same thing, Tony.
Yeah,
they had a. I mean, there was an exodus out of Inglewood that was hilarious, and people talk about, I don't need to trade me now. Mm-hmm.
Yep, get me out of here. And they're all gone, all except Cam Akers.
And he's mad as hell.
Yeah, he was.
And how long is Aaron Donald going to play with that team? Tony, give an estimate. Is he going to play the whole season, or is he going to pull up with an injury?
No, this is about the money, I think. So he can get paid, and he's going to pull up with something because he can already see. Even though it's preseason, but preseason you work with your guys to get them better. And Isaiah Spiller running a 71-yarder against them, Stetson Bennett throwing a 55-yard pick against them. There's going to be a lot of big plays by other teams against them, man.
How old is
They
Aaron
just
Donald?
have it. I don't know. When did Aaron Donald come into the league? Let's see. He's not too old, is he?
No, I'm just
Let's
wondering,
see, Aaron
how
Donald.
old is he by now? He's got to be near 30.
2014.
Oh, yeah.
He's
been
about
in the league.
31.
Yeah, he's been here for a
About
decade.
31.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Aaron, it's not at this point. Getting beat is probably just not an option. You know, either I'm here for some reason or I got to go.
Yep. He just want collect the check and then go sit down. Hey, I tweaked this. I'm hurt. What are they gonna question him?
Everybody does that. Jalen Ramsey tried to pull
Yep.
that. He did do it in Jacksonville. Last year, he stayed out there the whole time. Last year, didn't he? Even while he was getting the brains beat out, he was still out there.
He tore his meniscus. He had surgery.
Oh, he did? Was that last year? Yeah.
No, that's this week 1 preseason.
Last year.
He's out.
Right.
No, this year.
Well, oh, that's right. That just happened right a week ago, something like that. I remember I said,
2 weeks ago. Yep.
You went all the way up there to get injured? Oh.
Yep. But he'll be back probably week 3 of September though. Week 3.
Yeah. Yeah. That wasn't intentional. That wasn't a move to get out because his team sucks. I don't feel like being here. So, yeah.
I saw y'all's game. Marlon Davidson had a sack and 2 pressures.
That's what I told you. I saw that on the chat. So, yeah.
Yeah. He's got to keep working, though. He's got a lot of more work. Keep working. Keep grinding. Y'all going to play him at defensive tackle. Oh, but Cleveland Farrell's looking good.
Yeah, he could beat somebody out because that's we need some depth, a quality depth. So if he picked up a sack and, I didn't even know that because I didn't know his number. He's 62, right?
2, yep.
Yeah. So I didn't know who 62 was. So.
Yep.
We'll
and
find
Ronbo,
out.
you know who else is looking good for y'all?
Who's that?
What's the guy that played with Cleveland Farrell?
Cleveland?
At
Oh, yeah. They were interviewing him yesterday or the day before, too.
Y'all playing him at outside linebacker. He's looking good, too. He's got some long arms. Austin Bryant.
I was getting ready to say, he's related to somebody that calls in here.
Yep, he's got some long arms. I didn't know his arms were that long.
And aggressive? My God. I mean, when he tried to time that count and explode into that backfield, he's got some get up. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, Colin Cowherd said today, he said the best quarterback. He didn't say he was y'all's best quarterback. He said y'all's best quarterback in preseason is Sam Darnold. I'm like, that was a shot.
A lot of people.
Donald's playing better than Purdy.
A lot of people.
Cowherd Purdy ain't gave that much work, man, for you to be saying that.
A lot of guys
He's
said
not
that.
going to stop.
Well, no, but a lot of people said that before the season even started.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They said Brock Purdy's. They said Sam Darnold. I think they thought Brock was not going to be able to recover in time, but they already anointed Sam as the starter. Didn't even consider Trey. And I says, "You guys know that, do you?" Okay, we'll find out. And now here we are. Sam hasn't done a lot to hurt himself thus far, though. So I don't know what they're thinking or how they're going to go about. What's going to be the measuring stick to determine who's one or I mean 2 or 3. I really don't understand how they're going to do this. I do know they're going to shatter Trey if they make him number 3, though, and I don't know how much his mind can take. I know this is a business, this is football, and you can't be concerned about that kind of thing, but I don't know. But go ahead.
And this is the week Ronbo that it's going to be the second, not even the second string, that much the third and the fourth stringers. You got to fill out your roster. Now, Ronbo, y'all's offensive line can get a boost because those cuts are going to happen. And, every year there's really good players that get cut and put on the waiver wire and get picked up somewhere else.
Oh, that's right. The waiver wire means you got to pick by how you finished the year before.
Yep, and there's going to be a lot of cuts. Going to be some surprise cuts.
Cap
by
casualties.
Different teams.
We're
and
not
then
going to
you
be
can fill out your roster.
Tony, where'd you guys finish on the pecking order last year?
As far as
the rank. I mean the draft.
What did we pick? We picked 8th. We picked right after the Raiders. I think.
Oh,
it was 8th.
you'll have access to some of the best players that were cap casualties. That'll be good players. You guys got a lot of money?
We still got some left. Yeah. I thought we was gonna try to get a receiver. If anything, we'll try to get another inside linebacker. But we got this guy named Nate Hitman Landman. I remember him at Colorado. We signed him as an undrafted free agent last year, and he played special teams. He's going to be our backup now because we released Michael Walker, who was our starter from Fresno State. He got picked up by the Bears. So Nate Landman's doing a good job.
Yeah. Well, that sounds healthy. Because, if you're in the top 10 of picks, there's going to be hundreds of guys out looking for a job. If the scouts are working harder now, probably than they were before, because now they've got a condensed group to look at, and you got to have people everywhere. Because I know Pete Carroll's running around the facility right now dressed in some kind of disguise. I mean, he's watching everything. That dog, God.
Oh, he is. And Ronbo Latu had a couple nice catches this week compared to
he
the
did,
week before.
finally.
Yeah. That dude's built, too, man. He's tall. He's built.
Yeah, Latu's a big guy. Well, like you said, he used to play defense. He's been reconverted to play offense. As of all things, a tight end. Athletic as that.
But like I said, too, I didn't know y'all had Matt Pryor. Matt Pryor was a good tackle. He used to start for the Colts.
Yeah.
And y'all got him, so he could be of help for y'all because
they've been talking about him and around him a lot for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. Get him in the shape and get him ready. And then my other crush, Ronbo, Samuel Womack, just keeps getting better and better and better. Y'all got him.
I like him a lot. Him and Jameson, boy. I tell you what, I don't know if we're gonna keep them both, but Womack will probably get the nod ahead of Jameson, but still. Well, Tony,
Womack's a dog. I think he got his old number zero.
Zero, I know.
Yeah.
Womack's Well, Tony, I'll see you tomorrow. We're waiting for the Nick Bosa signing, and if we get that, we'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'll see you the day after tomorrow.
Well, it looks like Cleveland Farrell is going to fill that Charles Minihue role. That's the first thing I thought of when I was watching.
And he's out there playing with an aggression. I like that. Anyway, Tony, we're going to go.
Yes,
and as I say, hopefully, I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Because that means Nick Bosa signed.
At Niner Empire, go to YouTube and look up Isaiah Spiller 71-yard run against the Rams. It's a masterpiece. It's on YouTube.
I love it.
I'll see you tomorrow, sir.
Looking forward to it. Night, Tony.
Take care.
Yeah, Rudy, boy. Rudy, how your team doing, Rudy? Yeah. Hey, Thomas, you ready?
I'm ready. What's up, Ronbo?
Hey, Thomas, man. 49ers, man, we're getting ready. We're building this team. It's starting to mold. And, Tony, we got too much talent, as I can see right now. Every time I look at a position, there's been a few standout players. We can only have so many offensive linemen. Wide receivers. And I see 3 that I don't want to see leave extra. And it ain't but 2 spots open. So it might be 4. So, and Deebo and Brock working on nothing but each other today. What does that tell you? And Chris McCaffrey, I don't know what's going on with him. They're sort of keeping him out of the way, harm's way. Him and George Kittle.
I would too.
Yeah, and I agree with it. I do. And we're and the conversation we're always going to have, Thomas, as 49 fans, we're always going to be talking about the quarterback situation. No matter what, if anybody thinks Brock Purdy, hopefully he stays healthy all year, as he has been pretty much appointed the top quarterback, and rightfully so. He earned it. But now, next year this time, will we be still talking about another quarterback? If I had to bet any money, I'd say, yeah, we're never going to stop talking about this. So, but anyway, what are you thinking here?
Unfortunately, I agree with you, unfortunately, on the quarterback situation. But it is Monday Night Raw. Am I correct?
Absolutely. You got a beef you want to shoot?
A little bit. And,
let me give you an installment. And now, back to tradition. Thomas with Let Me Holler at You. Go ahead, Thomas. Go ahead. Let it out. Let it go.
All right. So I will admit I've never been a huge Trey Lance fan. Even when we drafted him, I knew everybody knew when we moved up to in the draft that it was to draft the quarterback. And that year, I just felt like the quarterback class was too thin, and there was nobody that really excited me. And when we drafted Trey Lance, I was not excited about it because I felt like the kid was too raw. And they keep talking about his ceiling. Oh, he has so much potential, this, that. But for me, he was too raw. We have as you mentioned, too much talent on this team. We have a championship caliber team that's ready to win now. I understand he's had a year behind Jimmy, and then he was supposed to be given the nod the following year, and then injuries happened, so he didn't quite get his shot. But still, we have a team ready to win now. And I just felt like he was too raw for the job, and the quarterback class that year was not good enough for me to move up to number 3 and draft that quarterback. But whatever, he's on the team. So anyways, my beef is with some of the fans that call in, because we are so divided on quarterbacks. And that's kind of why not last show, but the one before that when I called in, I was making fun of Big Show a little bit, as a lot of people do, for how he likes to how he likes to get on the quarterback situation. Yeah, and he's extremely pessimistic. I stand by that. I don't think quarterback play is what I'm concerned about. It's the coaching. It's Kyle Shanahan is a position he puts our quarterbacks in. He's the reason why Atlanta lost the lead in the Super Bowl and they stopped running the ball when it was working. He's the reason why we stopped running the ball against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl and it was working. It's not because Jimmy missed one throw. It's because Kyle Shanahan went away with what was working, and people are pointing the fingers at the quarterbacks, and we're so divided on the quarterbacks. But I've always said Kyle Shanahan is the Achilles heel of this team, and we will live or die by that freaking coach. Now, a lot of fans I hear call in last show, I heard Win sound like he's a big Trey Lance supporter. I have no problem with that. But some of the comments he was making, I completely disagree with. He's, and no disrespect, Win, you're part of the empire, you're family to me. So, I no problem with you supporting Trey Lance, but dude, I hope you're not a betting man, because some of the scouting reports these guys are giving our players a little ridiculous. I will admit, Trey Lance, he surprised me last game. That was the best he's looked as a pro thus far. But let's be honest, he was going against he said Denver's number 2 team. He was not going against Denver's second stringers. That was Sam Darnold. He was going against Denver's third and fourth stringers. A lot of those guys are going to get cut and won't make the team. And the ones that do make the team will be on the bench. And so Trey Lance has no excuse but to move the ball against that defense. And the comments he was making about, what is Kyle Shanahan doing? He's putting him in a position. He's trying to get Trey Lance killed, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Like, did you not see the season before? Even if Trey Lance is not Shanahan's pick, Kyle Shanahan is in a position where he knows we need as many healthy quarterbacks on the roster as we can get. Why would our coach intentionally try to get a quarterback killed just because he's not the starter? That's ridiculous.
Fully agree with that.
Kyle Shanahan knows.
I've been pushing that narrative too. I said, we need every one of them quarterbacks. Look what happened to us last year. We ran out.
Yeah, exactly. That's a conspiracy theory. Shanahan's trying to get Trey Lance killed because he doesn't like him. That's ridiculous. Yeah. Kyle Shanahan doesn't want to get anybody killed because we lead the league in injuries every season.
And yes.
All right. I don't think he's that sadistic. Okay.
No. Or diabolical. Can you imagine Shanahan plotting to see if he can get this kid hurt so he could get him out of his hair? I said, guys, come on. That's so wild. No, it's not. He's not doing that. No.
Yeah, and that's why I am coming in with this installment, because we are divided. But not only that, some of these people's comments are ridiculous. And it's like, come on, think about it. It's a business. All right, there's injuries every year. We have to lead the league in injuries every year. And it's traumatizing. All of us, including myself, Big Show, we are scarred. We want a championship. And Shanahan knows after what we went through last year, we got to have as many healthy quarterbacks on the roster to do that as possible,
and running backs.
So when Yeah, so a big win. I support you being a Trey Lance supporter, but I don't agree with your comments. Shanahan is not trying to get anybody killed, believe me. And he was not the best quarterback on the field yesterday. What I saw, Sunday. No, actually, it was Saturday. What I saw was Brock Purdy was the best quarterback because he came in and went against Denver's starting defense, and the kid looked like he did not miss a beat since his injury. He came in there, and more of Wynn's comments was, he didn't do nothing special, dink and dunk. Do you not understand this offense? That's what we live by, dinking and dunking. Deebo screens here, Deebo jet sweeps there. Everything is a short, intermediate game, nothing too deep, okay? But what I saw from Brock Purdy is a kid stayed poised in the pocket. He felt the pressure. He knew when he needed to get out of there. He made good throws. His timing was there. And he even had a shot, I think it was third down the field to Juwan. I was shocked by that throw because he put it between three defenders. He had two underneath defenders and
nice,
one over top.
Ayuk was right there. He could have went to Ayuk. No, he went for the extra yardage. He went to Juwan. I said, good choice. Because I was scared.
Yeah.
I didn't think you saw that. He did.
I did. And so what I saw is Brock Purdy was the best quarterback on the field because the kid is poised under pressure. And that was a criticism I had of Trey Lance is that sometimes in the pocket, when he feels the pressure, he just takes off and his eyes, all of a sudden, he gets tunnel vision and he's not looking down the field anymore.
Yeah,
yes, he did that yesterday.
It takes time.
Again,
and if TDP doesn't miss that block, Brock Purdy runs that one in.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And I was so happy. Purdy showed me everything I needed to see to be completely confident. This kid's ready to go. He's got all the confidence in his arm, his legs, his mental's still there. He's feeling the pocket. He knows what he's doing. And he took off running when he needed to. He got down when he needed to. The kid showed me everything I need to feel comfortable going into the season. He's ready to go. And that was my biggest concern was that is Brock going to be ready? And I am completely confident he's ready to go.
He looks pretty confident to me too. We got to stop though, Thomas.
As far as
we're going to run out of time though. But listen, here's the thing. If Nick signs between now and tomorrow, I'll be back tomorrow looking for you.
Have you heard anything about that?
They say that Nick wants to be the highest paid defender. But you know what? Nick told us how many months ago he said I don't have to be the highest paid player. So that's why I have a problem with that report. We'll find out. Because it's probably just something in the legalese of that contract that they're disagreeing with. Because, the 49ers, they try to dupe people on those contracts. They really do. But they couldn't get past D Ford though. D Ford, I don't know what kind of agent he brought in there, but D Ford owns the 49ers. Are we still paying him?
I have no idea. I hope
not.
A couple of people I want to highlight real quick before I go. I know we got to go. Ronnie Bell, freaking amazing. I'm so happy we have this kid on this team. William Farrell, also, I think is a huge bonus for our defense. And I'm extremely pleased with what I've seen from Ambry Thomas. And I think this kid's taking a huge leap this year. And I think he's ready to make some plays for this defense and compete for, a lot of playing time this season. And I think our defense will be good with these players on the field. I think that's about it. From what I've seen so far, I've been pleased. I think Sam Darnold has done well. I know a lot of people don't like him, but he's still learning the offense, and I think he's doing well. He sees the field. He's got a nice deep throw. I'm pleased so far. I just wish the fans would stop coming in so divided. And
Thomas, that's never
going to stop.
This goes all the way back to Cap and Blaine Gabbert. I mean, this is what we do. I mean, it probably goes back to Joe. There was no social media back then, but it probably goes back to Joe Montana and Steve Young. It just never stopped. Oh,
yeah.
Anyway, we really do have to go, fam. Let's set the ball that we can get together because that means Nick signed. All right.
All right. Well, let me give a shout out to Tony in Australia. He's probably my favorite caller. Well, actually, all the Tonys. They're definitely my favorite callers. Jalen Ellis. Even give a shout out to the Big Show. And I never asked before, but do you mind if I get a shout out on my way out?
The Big Show? Oh, ask. Oh, yeah, of course. Niners! Thomas. See you tomorrow, fam.
Thanks, Ronbo. Have a good
Thank
one.
you.
All right, relax, man. We'll be all right this year.
I believe it, too.
Purdy's got it.
Night, Thomas.
Night,
Now, what is
Ronbo.
this? It's T-Flow and Alley time. I guess it's that time of year. They're back. T-Flow.
We are back. We are back. We are back.
What up, Ron? We're back.
Yes, indeed. Welcome back, y'all. You know, and you did the right thing, too. You know, after last year's NFCCG, I was sick for weeks. The only thing I could do was, sit around the house and there was the lights out and, just try to figure out. I was contemplating jumping out. I mean, come on. How do we lose like that? So you guys did the right thing by just bailing on the season, just get football out of your system and just wait till next year.
I had to because that was a stupid play by putting a backup tight end, a block of fucking elite pass rush. I think he had like 15 sacks or something like that.
Oh man!
And not only even that, like they weren't even biting on the play action.
They weren't.
Like,
they knew exactly what they wanted to do as soon as the ball got snapped. And here comes Riddick at 100 miles an hour. And the tight end, oh. You know what, though?
And then you see Andy Reid goes in the Super Bowl and says, "Hey, Kyle, this is how you're supposed to do it if you have a backup tight end. You put Deebo in motion like that, and Deebo's supposed to help block, just like what Andy Reid did in the Super Bowl."
Yeah, protect your quarterback. Got to protect your quarterback. The dude actually he did make contact with him. Purdy learned, though, step up in the pocket. Step up. And that'll give you just a split second more, and then you don't get hit, and then you can see Ayuk better. But these are things that after 8 weeks, you just don't know everything. I'm sure he knows a lot better now, but yeah. That's all right. You know what? Still, Kyle had no business putting what's his name over there. You should have put Kittle over there if you're not going to throw to him. It's too late.
Dude, they should have put either Deebo Samuels in that little when he went wide. He could have went and helped block instead of just lollygagging like once he said hike and
that's a delaying
foot off the
action.
gas pedal.
That's to pull the defense. That's to take a defender with you. But you know what? It didn't work. So it
didn't work. Hey, but what did you know that Andy Reid did the exact same play? You know that, right? In the Super Bowl, right?
I didn't pay that much attention.
And
I was watching
and
that
he had the wide receiver exactly what Deebo did, but the wide receiver helped in and blocked.
Yeah, which makes
sense.
sense.
It was a double team, the tight end and the wide receiver.
Because Ayuk was already killing that clown that was trying to guard him down.
Oh yeah.
God.
Hey, Ronbo, you know what? How do you feel about our defensive line run stop? I don't like it.
Well, I think they're just a work in progress, and they're trying to look at people. When the season starts, I feel confident they're not going to look like that. Between Hargrave and also Eric
Hargrave
Armstead,
is not a run stopper.
Well, he does a better job than between Eric Armstead, Hargrave, and
Eric
Nick.
Armstead is the main one.
Yeah.
We lost DJ Jones. We don't have any. We lost the other dude.
Hargrave.
Blocking.
Hargrave's not that bad at stopping the run. He didn't let us run. We didn't try to run though.
No. Well, we didn't even try to run. We didn't even try to run.
But yeah,
they were just bull rushing us. That's what they were doing.
Yeah.
And,
but I'm not going to worry about that yet. I think that this coach is out there just letting people know, go ahead, you guys believe you can run, okay? I got this all figured out. Go ahead. And because we're not running any real defense now
I hope so. That and our offensive line, man, kind of scares me right there.
I am concerned about that, though.
You know what? I guess that's what happens when we pay all these top players money. We kind of lose our depth. That's what we gotta learn how to play better as a team.
You know what, though, Tifo? There's not that many good offensive linemen in the league. You know what? There's not enough good offensive linemen for everybody in the league to have.
Kansas City just got another offensive line. They got, what's his name?
Who?
What was that right tackle they got? Kansas City? They just picked up another lineman, too. Kansas City.
The thing is, I think they've allocated all the money they can on the offensive line. I think maybe next year they'll have more money to do. But right now, the 49ers, they're trying to make guys work like McKivitz. And you notice they got rid of McGlinchey because he was too expensive. So you bring McKivitz over is he on a rookie contract? and hopefully, but that's a really scary hopefully.
But if that was the case when it came, because I wanted to call during draft day, but I was kind of pissed off when they got the kicker Moody. You know, like we needed an offensive
Good
line.
reason.
We needed an offensive line, and you go and get a kicker.
And he's having trouble.
I was like, wow. Okay, you better know what you're doing.
We got him in the third round.
Other than that,
what was available? Did you look back and see who's available in the third round as a block? I mean, offensive lineman though.
I heard Apani and all them. They were saying there was a right tackle. I forgot his name. He's decent. He's
that's what
good.
Big Show was. Somebody was talking about that guy.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about him.
But instead, he goes and gets a kicker, and I was like, wow,
because they didn't want to play Robbie. They did not want to play Robbie. And Jake Moody had been getting all the love from the media and everybody else as being the absolute shiznit. And the 49ers traded up to get him. That's how they were scared they were going to lose him. And Jake's out there shaking in his shoes every time he comes out to kick in a game.
Basically everybody knows Robbie's as good as gold. Haven't missed a field goal in the playoffs. But they rather go and take their chances with the rookie kicker who actually puts points on the board. Right, and now he might jeopardize those points.
He better not. Was Blake Freeland the guy that you should talk about at right tackle?
Yeah, it was something like that. I forgot the name.
Yeah.
So
Red Eye thinks
basically what are they doing? And also too, Brock, he's the man. But if he comes back too early and gets hurt, because this is a serious injury, it took Nick Mullins over a year just to feel better. Brock even said he's feeling to his normal self, like he's not even there yet. And you're gonna push him? Well, is that the because even Raheem Monster said it too. Yeah, like they push you back to injury quicker. That's what Raheem said. Is it gonna be the same thing with Brock? So basically, you're gonna have a chance to ruin this kid's career.
Tiflo, what did you think
before he even gets started?
What did you think when you saw him play though? Does he look like he's?
No.
He's
right. First play, he threw it to the line of scrimmage. Deebo did all the work. Then he threw the ball away. Then he threw a little screen pass behind the line of scrimmage. Deebo did all the work. Then he threw a 11-yard pass. Yeah. So, you know what? I hate to say it, the last caller said we're a dink and dunk offense. Has that won us the Super Bowl? Has that won us from couple?
But Tiflo, that's not going to change. I don't care who the quarterback is. That's
famous saying, right?
That's Kyle's offense.
There's a famous saying. If it doesn't work, you got to find something else to make it work, right? Look at the Chiefs, right? They lost the Super Bowl against the Patriots. Yeah. They found out what did they need? Mahomes was getting hit. What did they do during the draft? They drafted offensive linemen.
Yeah, but you know what else
That's what they did. And
but what else did they do? You don't see Mahomes throwing bombs all day anymore. A lot of teams have cut down on that shot. Yeah, because defenses are too aggressive and too dangerous.
Have you seen that? Netflix program, Quarterbacks?
I got it. I'm saving it. I'm getting ready to go see it though. I'm not watching it, but I got it.
Mahomes said that. He even said that against our Niners, right? Because they had that show because he was saying like he's on now. The safeties they're playing deep. Since they're playing deep, I'm gonna throw the dink and dunk. And so against the Niners, that was when Taj Gibson jumped the cut, tipped it, and you see Hufanga caught it. Then you see Mahomes during the sideline. He says, "Man, you know what? The safeties are not playing deep. Oh, dude, I'm gonna throw it deep. Then I'm gonna throw it deep." And what does he throw? He throws it deep to Juju Smith for 60 yards.
Yeah, that makes sense though, Tiflo. You take what the defense gives you. If that deep ball ain't there, damn well, you better not throw it out there. You got to take what the defense gives you.
But the Niners, they don't do what the defense gives you because the safeties play in. They play shallow. They don't play deep.
Yeah, but
so basically that's why it has to be perfect timing. If it ain't perfect timing, Brock's arm.
That's what I was going to tell you. Kyle Shanahan's all about timing offense anyway. His plays are ran short because, first of all, it takes stress off the offensive line. Secondly, if that play is done and executed right, it's almost fail-proof. So that's why he does that. It's not because they're afraid to throw the ball. It is because of that. They got to beat a defense and tire them out.
It's because Kyle Shanahan loves drafting undersized linemen
where basically it's not meant for holding off the block.
It's for running.
D-tackles.
Yeah, it's for
It's
running.
solely just for quick running. That's why when it comes to pass, we're not that we're like in the middle of the pack.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, if we don't do anything this year, hey, this is a chance where Kyle got to go, because how many coaches would love to have a top 100 in IU, Kittle, Bosa, Warner, then you got Trent Williams, Kyle Juszczyk, all these guys, top 100, and you still can't do it while basically other coaches, like look at the coach from the Eagles. He comes up,
but Tifo,
2 years.
Do you think we would have beat the Eagles last year if we didn't get hurt? If they didn't take Brock out of the game?
Tell you the truth, I really don't think so. It would have been a close game, because look how much points he scored against Dallas the week before. 19 points. Do you think 19 points was going to cut it against that offense?
But look how many points Dallas scored against us. You got to remember, the 49ers defense ain't no wussies. So,
Yeah, but Eagles offense were number one, though.
Yeah, but did you see when he came running around that corner thinking he thought he was going to run the Jalen Hurts show, and the 49ers were standing there, go ahead, make our day.
And don't forget, Ronbo,
don't forget,
we play Dallas, we have the home field advantage.
Yeah, well,
we're out Eagles. They have the home field advantage.
We went to their house and beat them last year. I really think that defense is always going to keep us in the game. So, hey, but Tifo,
I'm just worried about this year. I'm just worried about this year's defense.
We got this. Just got to worry about the offensive line. Tifo, let me just see the ball.
Yeah, because
and I say that because I'm coming back tomorrow.
Nick Bosa ain't playing, man.
He's coming in tomorrow. Come on, Tifo. He's coming in tomorrow.
Nick Bosa has Jerry Maguire as his agent. he said, show me the money.
No. Tomorrow, when you wake up tomorrow, because they sign late night when they do, he was like, oh, he did it. All right. And then we go party tomorrow.
I hope so, because we need him.
All right,
we need him, because I heard that Trent Williams needs competition. He's already getting beat by the fifth-round draft pick.
That ain't working.
No?
All right. Tifo, good to hear from you and Allie. I tell y'all have a good night. I'm going to see you tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Have a good night.
Good night.
All right, Ronbo, have a good night. Go Niners.
Too.
Let's get a little Niner shout-out.
Niners! Night, Tifo. Allie!
All right, good night, Ronbo.
Oh, man. And let's go to Steven.
What's up, Ronbo?
Steven, as you know, like we like to do is we like to talk about what our weak spots are. Steven, you know what's really nice, though? Let's think about those days before Shanahan came. Not necessarily talking about Shanahan in particular, but I mean when some of the shows around the NFL, the football shows, well, the 49ers are picked pretty much to finish last in the division this year because the 49ers actually just basically don't have any talent. I was so embarrassed. Was that 2013, 2020? Yeah, Harbaugh had just left. And for the next 2 years, the 49ers just don't have any talent. I kept hearing it. It started to echo in my head. Here we are, I'm telling you right now, Steven, 2019, 20, we have had talent. I've been loving it. Now, the talent is starting to get to the point now where we're going to have to refurbish. But you know what? We still complain about our little weaknesses. Steven, do you have any weaknesses? And by the way, I just mentioned earlier, in practice today, Deebo and Brock Purdy they're out there building rhythm. I'm delighted with that. And Elijah Mitchell's back. And anything else you want to get into, go right into it.
Do I feel like the 49ers have a lot of weaknesses? Yeah. Do I think they're major? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I feel like it's mainly just, I don't know. I mean, if you look at it, we can talk all about it. We could start off with the defense. We could start off with the offense. We could start off with certain positions like QB. We could start off at offensive line. We could start off at defensive line. We could start at the corners and safeties. Shit, we can even go down to the coaches, really. But I think the one thing is the elephant in the room has always been the offensive line. It's always been we have talent, but then there's no chemistry, so there's no real, solid offensive line. Why the 49ers continue to go for running backs and defense? Well, stump everybody for the end of time.
agree.
Why John Kyle think instead of fortifying the one
for
thing
the third round.
quarterback.
It's just
It's
obscenely.
like they want to. I don't get it. It's like they want running backs as their offensive linemen rather than getting the guys who actually do the damn job. We've had Colt McKivitz for how many seasons now? 2?
At least 3.
Yeah. And now he's finally getting a starting position only because Mike McGlinchey is not there anymore. And Mike McGlinchey was probably the most subpar, overpaid right tackle that we could have ever had on that. I mean, really. It's like there's so many problems, and that's the one elephant in the room that the 49ers refuse to address. They would rather worry about wide receivers. They would rather worry about the quarterback position. They would rather worry about.
But Stephen, you know what? We scored a lot of points last year. I don't know that the offense is really. I think we might be exaggerating a little bit, but what we need is to have that good luck last in the first quarter to fourth quarter. And that's been the thing. How in the hell did they break Brock Purdy's arm? This is something it echoes in my head. I don't think Jalen Ramsey and company are going to beat the 49ers that day. The defense was locked in. They had his ass, and they had intended on making a hamburger out of him. So, I think we would have scored enough points. And that dude could not guard Ayuk. Ayuk was running empty so far away from that clown I think that's how Brock got hurt. He couldn't believe it. What? And, he could have stepped in the pocket and it would have hit him. So, we have the worst luck in football history.
We do, but also, Ronbo, Brock Purdy getting hurt was solely because Cal decided to put a tight end in front of the meanest defensive lineman to ever hit this AFC side. I don't get it. What was the point of putting Charlie Warner, not Ross Dwelly, not George Kittle?
No, that wasn't.
But in front of
that was the other guy that they sent packing already. What was his name? That wasn't Warner because Warner's not a bad blocker. That dude. Oh, I can't think of his name. I kind of got over him already.
All I know is that that's the sole reason why Brock got hurt.
Yeah, I know.
Because rather of putting someone stronger, someone a little bit more stocky to block him, they decided to pick one of our skinniest tight ends.
Or have a running back there, or juice anybody, but don't come up short in the protection. Oh.
I mean, he could have just fell in front of him and tripped him up, and that probably would have worked.
And you know what? Even if he got a flag, I would have been fine. For tripping, whatever. Tyler Croft.
We were making fun of
Thank you, T-Flow.
We were making fun of
Tyler Croft. Remember that name. I'll never forget it now. Tyler Croft.
I'd rather not.
I know.
No, but we did exactly what the Cowboys did, except we had more people on the front rather than just having Zeke block and Trey Green. No, he's Al-Shaair. That'll always haunt the 49ers. We had such a good momentum. Okay, we beat the Cowboys, close game. Next game we played, killed them. Third game, here we are, NFC Championship. Are we actually going to go to the Super Bowl with a third-string QB? Possibly. What happens? We make one stupid play, and it ended up costing us the entire thing. It ended up costing us 2 quarterbacks. And did Jimmy want to play that game? No. He knew exactly what was going to happen.
Actually, the report was on Jimmy. His foot really, he got it worked on later. I thought, like everybody was saying, Jimmy was laming out. No, he wasn't able to play.
Like I said, I don't know, man.
But again,
the offensive line will always be in the room.
The luck. And you know what? The offensive line, it was Tyler Croft. It wasn't the offensive line. See, I don't know who to blame for that. Do I blame Croft? Do I blame Kyle for not putting a better person? In this case, maybe put George over there. But
I would blame Kyle only for the simple fact that he's the one who designed that play to go that way.
And also, he learned, step up in the pocket, Brock. Step up. Buy a little bit more time. because he's got to run that much further to get you. Just step up.
And do you ever notice that all these QBs that we do get, for some odd reason, always get injured? I mean, maybe it's, I don't know. Maybe it's bad luck. But
Again, luck.
Has been, ever since Kyle has been our head coach, every QB we've ever had has always got injured.
I know.
Always.
I mean,
so if you look back at,
I was saying, look at Trey. He comes in, he gets drafted, he gets hurt immediately. I said, the finger. I didn't even know about that. They didn't talk about how serious it was. And then he gets a Cardinals game. He wakes up, he calls and says, my knee is swollen. And then the following year, they take him all the way out. And Jimmy comes in the next year, and after Trey takes over, and they kill him too. I said, this is
Ronbo.
I
will never forget last season when we were talking about, Trey's going to be our QB1. It's going to be exciting. And then they came out with the idea of, we're going to let Trey run power. And your reaction to Trey running power was probably like the biggest shock, surprise ever. Like, why would they let him run power in the NFL? He's never ran power ever in this league. Why would they make Trey run power? And the first time they did it, broke his ankle.
Mm-hmm. Took him out for the rest of the season. And, so I'm scared for Brock. I'm scared for us because
I'm scared for that is with the 49ers that is not made out of steel. And even then, that's a far shot. I would rather have the bronze statue of Joe Montana in front of Santa Clara in the pocket, guaranteed no injury, but no pass. Any live QB, just know the risk.
Well, you got four quarterbacks. Steven, if we can't get to the end of the year with four quarterbacks, one of them's got to stay healthy. Because we're gonna run through three running backs. I just hope Christian McCaffrey's not one of them. And Deebo's like a running back too. I can't have Deebo or McCaffrey get hurt. If all my quarterbacks got to do is get rid of the ball to Deebo and McCaffrey, he should not be getting hurt. You get hurt when you stand back in the pocket looking to bomb. Just get rid of the ball. That's all I want. Just get rid of the freaking ball. Deebo and McCaffrey will take care of the rest. George Kittle. You got the Yak Brothers supreme. There is no better trio than those three of just get the ball to them and get out of the way. That's all you got to do.
And that is one thing that Garoppolo had over all the QBs we have right now is that quick release. He was probably the master of that quick release, and now we don't have any of that.
Important.
So it's kind of up in the air. I mean, hopefully Trey picked up something from Garoppolo when he was there. Hopefully Purdy picked up something from Garoppolo when Garoppolo was on the sidelines with him. Who knows? I just hope one of them picks up the quick release because both QBs have so much talent and so much potential to become something more if they can pick that up.
Which that's the thing. You've got to be able to see the field, read the field, process. All that's got to be done like that. You can't hold onto the ball. Defenses are too dangerous now. And with our offensive line, you've got to get rid of the ball. So we'll find out.
Hopefully, man. And then hopefully Bosa signs already, damn it. We need him to face against We need the Bosa brothers on the field. We got to have it. We've got to have it.
Anyway, Steven, we're going to go. Hey, and as I say, I'll be back tomorrow, especially if Bosa signs.
Ooh, I hope he does. I really do.
Celebrate good time. He'll sign. He wants to sign. Bosa doesn't want to do this. There's just one or something that's bothering him. I don't know, or bothering his agent. Nick's probably calling the agent. Hey, we signed? Nah, I still need a couple of days. Why? Dude, I need to play. I'm ready to go. Nick,
it's the fine
just
print.
Trust me. I know. It is the fine print. Anyway, I look for you tomorrow. As I say, I'm trusting that Nick's going to sign between now and tomorrow. Steven and Rome, guys, have a great night.
You too, Ronbo. You have a great night.
Thanks, man. Night. And there's Eli, otherwise was Guerrero. what is that right? Juero. He taught me how to say his name once. Because 49ers are being too cheap on the starting O-line. The entire starting O-line is making roughly $30 million. Is that right? Total this year? And Trent Williams is getting how much of that? So the rest of them are dividing up what, $10 million? No. Trent gets paid more than that. I just realized McKivitz doesn't get paid any money. Burford's on a Brindle, I believe, is getting $3 million. Banks is on a rookie contract. Did they divide up $5 million between? Wait, I got to know how much Trent Williams. I thought Trent was getting in excess of $20 million. Eli, thanks for that contribution, fam. Man. Fam, I'm going to go, and as I say, somewhere in the wee hours of the morning, you're probably going to be asleep because I don't know what the 49ers are doing, but they get them late night signings. That means they're staying up all night trying to hammer it out. Okay, that's all right. Stay up. Get it done, guys. We need to get that done before this weekend. Trent. Trent. What? You know what? I don't know why you call him my name. I'm not involved in this BS. One little bit. I'm talking. Anyway, we're going to get this done before tomorrow. They have to have contributions. Hey, hit that subscribe button. It's going to get more exciting between now and the end of the season. And damn, give a good night. I know.